afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the beautiful, picturesque Salisbury North Oval, where we are live streaming from today, and a fantastic clash which has, for a host of different reasons, an important day. Firstly, from the context of the season, both of these clubs fighting to avoid relegation. The loser of today is going to be in some trouble and in some pain. But more to the point, today is the first ever Indigenous round celebrated at the Salisbury North Football Club. The Oval is an absolute treat. There's Aboriginal flags being painted on both wings. There's a lunch going on at the moment with a host of, politicians and Indigenous elders. It is a terrific day to be at the Salisbury North Football Club, and let me tell you, no one celebrates days and occasions better than the Salisbury North Football Club, and it's an extremely well-run club. And we are proud and excited to be here to call this game for you, and I hope it is a terrific game. And joining me today, Mick Shepherd. How are you, Mick?
Good, thanks, Jacko. How are you?
Good. Are you looking forward to the game, mate?
I can't wait. I've been looking at proceedings, and happy NAIDOC week.
Yes.
Firstly, we're here celebrating the Indigenous culture, and what a picture it is. It looks beautiful.
It does indeed, and we should obviously recognise the fact that we are on Kaurna land,
Yep.
and I've been lucky enough to be sitting in there in the luncheon and hearing some fantastic Indigenous speakers. And the history of the Salisbury North Football Club, I think, is second to none. Maybe Mallee Park in Port Lincoln for the amount of players that have come through. So I'll give you some names, Mick.
Yep.
Gavin Wanganeen, Michael O'Loughlin, Shane Bond, Troy Bond, Ricky O'Loughlin and Shane Tongaree. So there's six that played their juniors here, went on to play between them 801 AFL games. They played in 5 AFL premierships, 7 times All-Australians, and a couple of them were the Indigenous Team of the Century. And we're hoping today that we'll get joined by a couple of them, Mickey O'Loughlin and Gavin Wanganeen, coming over for a chat, and Barry Curtin also, who's emceeing the day, is also going to come over for a chat. So folks, we've got a full program for you today. We may miss parts of the game and just in speaking to our guests, but as I mentioned, I think this occasion transcends the actual game of football. This is much more than the game of footy.
And I'll tell you what, as far as legends of the game go, Indigenous or not, those names are some of the best players that have ever laced up a football boot, and we're lucky enough to have them here today to celebrate this fantastic occasion.
Yeah, it promises to be a beauty. Well, let's talk a little bit about how each side is going respectively. I did speak to Eugene Warrior, their Salisbury North coach, this morning, and I said to him, if you look at their form over the last 5 or 6 weeks, it's been very good. They started the season poorly with 5 losses in a row, so they went loss, and by big margins. But their last... let's look at the last 6 weeks. So they lost last week to Broadview with no shame in that. Broadview is the number 1 team of the competition. Mm-hmm. They won by 4 points the previous week against Athelston, who was sitting third on the ladder, with a kick after the siren. The 2 previous games they lost both by a point.
By 1 point.
And then they beat North Haven before that, lost, and then they beat Adelaide Uni. So their form over the last month has been very good.
Yeah. And to lose 2 games on the trot by a point, that's heartbreaking stuff. You know, you might lose 1 game a season like that, but 2 on the trot is a story in itself, I think.
Yeah, and you can hear the siren in the background, folks. That signals the end of the B-grade game, and that's been a comprehensive win to Salisbury North at 19-12. Took care of the Unley Mercedes Jets, 5-3. So the day has started off exceptionally well. I can't give you a score on the C grade. Does anyone know the C grade score? C grade was a 4 foot, was it? Okay, so all things in readiness, not far away from the smoking ceremony and an exchange of gifts, which will take place on the far side of the oval. I think we'll hopefully get that up on our screens for you. That is due to start soon. Let's talk about some of the players from both sides. Steve Wellington, an interesting story there. I believe perhaps last week he was involved in an industrial accident, which was quite severe.
Okay.
And my mail at that stage was that he's lucky that he didn't lose his head.
Yeah, right.
A girder, I think, collected him and
Jeez.
got him on the shoulder. And I thought he was out for the year, but he's playing today, and that's really important, I think, for Salisbury North. He's a good goal kicker. He's the leading goal kicker for Salisbury North, and I think maybe second in the competition. So to have him playing is terrific for them.
So if he gets some good service today, he might get some goals.
Yeah. The other one we probably should mention from a Salisbury North perspective is a young lad, 16 years of age, Sam Marciano, playing his first game of A-grade footy at the age of 16. That's a fantastic effort. So
congratulations, Sam.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And Eugene was very bullish about the fact that he loves playing young kids, and they've got a very young side. There's a host of 18-year-olds. There's a Fence and Brock, who's a 17-year-old playing. So
yep.
They also have a smattering, I should say, of lads who have played at a higher level. So Matthew Cloughton, played at Central Districts, and James Lonigan played some league football at South Adelaide, and one other that played SANFL, Dominic Costanzo, who was a Crows top-up player and also played league footy at Centrals.
Yep.
So
that's a good mix.
It is. What do you think, Mick? Who are you going for and why?
Well, home ground advantage says Salisbury North will get the job done, and especially with their form over the last couple of rounds, being unlucky twice, I think they know how to get close, and I think if they get a roll on, it could blow out the score.
Okay, so you're predicting a big win to Salisbury North?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm of the same mindset. Now, if you were to look solely at their positions on the ladder, you'd say that's a crazy statement to make.
Absolutely.
But if you drill down a little bit deeper, I'm with you, Mick. I think Salisbury North win this. The sense of occasion, the big crowd in attendance, and the fact that their footy's been terrific over the last 6 weeks. I predict them by 5 to 6 goals today.
Nice. I think also I'm a big fan of when young players get opportunities in league footy in the first grade, and it'll do them the world of good, not just for them individually, but for the club itself. It's a real nod to the future, and it's building up to something big, which is what they'd be aiming for.
Yeah, well, we expect to see a pretty bruising encounter, given the significance of this game in the year.
Absolutely.
So I just want to reiterate here, Gazer sitting on the bottom of the ladder in Division 2, it looks likely that they'll get relegated. They've only won the 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know that there's one other side that needs to get relegated, and the battle is between Unley Mercedes, Salisbury North and Adelaide Junior.
Yep.
So one of those 3 will definitely go down. And so when you play against each other in that 3, they're worth double points.
Absolutely. And both sides will come into this game thinking that they should win.
Correct.
You know, when you're even on the ladder, you need to win those games.
Yeah, and we talked about Salisbury North's form. Well, Unley started the season off pretty poorly as well, 3 losses in a row before having their first win, which was against Salisbury North at home.
Yep.
They lost the next couple, then they beat Gazer, one of those clubs I'm talking about. They're fighting for with relegation, and then lost the next couple, and then won against North Haven. So their form, whilst it hasn't been great, it hasn't been terrible either.
Yeah.
And so I'd suggest for our people that are tuning in, this could be a game for the ages.
Rightly so, for this ceremony and the occasion. So I guess this is the icing on top of the day for Salisbury North Football Club. They've been celebrating inside there for a while, and now it's about time to get the celebrations happening on the field.
Yeah, it looks like the B-grade players are forming a guard of honour. Looks like the Unley Jets players are out on the ground as well.
Yep.
So I'm not sure whether they are forming a guard of honour as well. So I'm not sure who the guard of honour was for, or is that where the smoking ceremony...
Yeah, it could be coming out from there.
So we are a little bit behind time, folks. This was scheduled to start at 1:45, so we're 10 minutes behind. I'm not sure whether that's going to impact our starting time for the game. Is supposed to be 2:15. So a lot of that will depend on how long the smoking ceremony goes for, I suppose.
Yeah. And I think we'll just tack on to the end of all of these celebrations.
Yeah, I can see Scott Thompson, the coach of Unley Mercedes Jets, out there at the end of the Guard of Honour. His introduction, or his baptism of fire, I should say, coaching in the Adelaide Footy League hasn't probably been what he has initially expected. He's had some tough yards this year, along with Michael Dowdy, who's the football director at Unley. They've had a fair workload. They are missing one really good player today, Nick Walk, That's a massive loss. I mean, he's as good a player as there is in the competition as a key forward, so I'm not sure how they compensate for his absence. Now we can see the Salisbury North players coming through. This is slightly unusual. Salisbury North players coming through, a guard of honour being led by Unley on both sides. So they're now forming part of the guard of honour as well. So perhaps we're struggling a little bit to see the ceremony from here, but I'm thinking maybe that is happening now within the race.
Yes, there might be some dignitaries coming out of the club.
Maybe. See Eugene Worry there. He's done a power of work for this day, and employed now in the mental and physical well-being of the Indigenous guys, particularly men and women in the outback area. So met a few of those from his company in there today. They work out of the cheese grater building on North Terrace, doing some really good things in the Indigenous space in terms of welfare and health. So congratulations to them.
Absolutely.
Can't see or hear anything here from where we are, folks. So I can't really give you even a word picture of what's happening, unfortunately.
All the players are linking up.
Yeah.
And we don't have access to the audio, folks, but yes, it looks like it's all happening in front of the club rooms.
So the umpires
are walking
making their way out as well on the far side of the race. Well, they're now making their way down the end of the conga line. Interesting. Looks like an Indigenous man umpiring today. I should have found out who that was. That's remiss of me. So we'll try and get that. Someone coming through now, folks. Alrighty, so both players, you can see Clifford Wilson bringing up the rear, the Salisbury North players, Indigenous man. He gave the welcome to ceremony before the dinner and spoke beautifully about the land, the Indigenous land, and where Salisbury North has situated geographically, and it was terrific to hear. So looking forward to a good game from Cliffy Wilson, number 18, who plays on the wing and is quite quick.
And he will, yes. I think it could be a midfield battle today.
Right.
There'd be a bit of an arm wrestle early, you would expect, and then feeding into the forwards. But I think whoever wins the midfield battle will win the game. That's a pretty obvious type comment, but that'll be where it's won and lost, I think. Yeah,
having not called a Division 2 game this year, I'm interested to see, A, what the standard's like, and B, I'm looking forward to the clash in the ruck, because Salisbury North have actually got young fella Jacob Russo, who does most of the ruck work, but equally he has Matthew Cloughton, who's ex-Central Districts, who is a big unit. He plays predominantly as a key forward and hits up in the ruck as well, but it was only last year or the year before I saw Matthew Cloughton playing for St Peter's College in Division 1 and being a very good player at that level. So I'd expect Salisbury North to have the ascendancy in the ruck. Does that always transfer to what happens when the ball hit the ground? No,
absolutely.
It doesn't.
No.
But they do have a good midfield as well, though. We mentioned Paul Dryman, the captain of the club, long-time servant, good player. He'll start in the pivot, I would imagine. Other on-ballers, I think, let's have a look. Who else have they got here? Maybe James Lonigan, who plays a key back, actually. Jordan O'Brien will play as a midfielder as well. So, yeah, I think you're right. Mick will certainly have an entertaining battle when the ball hits the ground. Smoking ceremony now having been completed, I think. So that must have taken care, taken place within the race. You can see, as you mentioned, Mick, some dignitaries over there. You can see Tony Zappia, the member for... good question. What?
The federal member for Macon.
Macon, is it? Yeah, I had a chat to him. An interesting story, Tony Macon. He's been in federal politics now for 15 years. Prior to that, the mayor of Salisbury for 10 years. So 25 years service, government service. But what a few of the Salisbury North people didn't know today, which I told them, was that he was also an ex-powerlifting champion, Australian powerlifting champion for 8 years in a row.
Wow.
Only a little man, but boy, has he got some strength.
I was going to say, I've met him a few times, and he's not tall.
No.
A lot shorter than I thought, but he's solid.
Yeah. Do not get on his wrong side, and he'll just push you from one side of the park to the other.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I guess that's also the, we see sporting champions going into politics, and the attitude that makes them champions is also part of Tony's longevity in such a brutal field in politics, federal politics especially.
Yeah, now if we can get our cameraman to pan, can we? Get him to pan to the goals? Probably not. But you can just see over there, you can see Mickey O'Loughlin and Gavin Wanganeen.
Yep.
Someone there wearing an Indigenous jumper. You can see them standing there on the oval. I guess they may even toss the coin, perhaps.
They may have.
They're heading out into the middle. My guess is that they probably will toss the coin for the day. That'd be a rightful thing to do.
Absolutely.
Well, Mickey O'Loughlin played over 300 games for Sydney.
He did.
I think.
Yep.
Gavin Wanganeen played exactly 300, didn't he?
I think you might be right there.
Between his Port and his Essendon.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I'm a Swans fan, so I'm hoping to shake Mickey O'Loughlin's hand and thank him for his entertaining years. But I'm also a big Gavin Wanganeen fan. I used to love watching him play, and it didn't matter what club for, Essendon or the Power. He was like poetry.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll take this opportunity to take a short advert break, and we'll be back with you in several minutes, folks.
G'day guys, the Simon Black Academy is all about education and sport. Our partner in education is Torrens University, where our students either do a 1-year diploma course or a 3-year Bachelor of Business. Around that we run a football and athletic program based here at Norwood Oval, and it's all about trying to develop and take our students' game to a new level. Around that also, our third pillar, besides education and football, is personal development. If you want to get involved, check out our website, which is simonblack.com.au.
Well folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome Jason Goods.
Thanks Tony, nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back, folks. Hope you had a chance to grab a quick drink, cup of coffee, or more particularly, a nice cold beer. Speaking of nice cold beers, a gentleman who has had a few of them in his time has just joined us. Barry Curtin. How are you, Barry?
There's nothing like a good introduction. And that was nothing like a good introduction. No, I think you're fair, mate. I think that's a fair call. Yeah, I think I've had my share for sure. Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of the amber fluid, you just hosted or emceed the function over the Salisbury North. I was privileged enough to be in there for 45 minutes. Now, first of all, the food was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
But, mate, how was the dignitaries in the crowd and
It's amazing, mate.
The sense of occasion was terrific, wasn't it?
Well, it was. When I came out, I didn't know. I wasn't sure who was going to be. I thought I might be talking to a couple of players,
yep.
Ex-players, Gav and whatever. But wow, yeah, the list just went on and on and on of dignitaries. I know, there were some serious dignitaries as well. There wasn't just, they didn't send their reserves in. They sent the big ones in.
They did. Well, Tanya from the AFL is here today.
I wish I'd have brought the list over because it was quite amazing. In fact, I did bring the list.
Well, quickly run through it for us, Baz. The speakers were?
Well, I can't now because it hasn't got their what they.
What they're.
Well, you've got to start with Kai and Mayo for a start. Who's they're very big.
Yeah,
we got a game.
We have. Sorry, Barry. I'm going to have to leave you with it, folks, because we are about to go. The ball has been thrown into the air. It's Salisbury North who gets first hands on it, but it is Oliver Cheeseman who takes the ball out of the middle for the Unley Mercedes Jets. They're on their half-forward line. There's a bit of heat there being applied by Salisbury North. Ball now trickling towards the boundary line. The ground, I must say, folks, the ground is in absolutely magical condition today. The sun has now broken its way out of the clouds. The two Indigenous flags either side. It is a spectacle. I would love to be able to give you a picture from above. I do believe Salisbury North have had that done today, so stand by for social media for those. Joining me today on the mic is Mick Shepherd. How are you, Mickey?
I'm very, very good. Thanks, Jacko. Excited to be here. And it's all happening. There's been a bit of to and fro to start with. And I think we could see the action in the middle of the field for the first part of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Gabriel Lakish, I think that's how you say his name, in the ruck for the Unley Mercedes Jets up against Jacob Russo. Ball now goes again forward for Unley. It's a nice handball, but well intercepted by Salisbury North. They come out the back.
Oh, nice smother.
Yeah, trying to hook that on. Good punch on here. Plenty of numbers towards Salisbury North's favour. No one can pick the ball up cleanly. Now Salisbury North have it courtesy of the ruckman. Now they're running forward. Coming through the midfield, the long sleeves of
nice handball.
Bernie Wiles. Yes, and a forward handball here from Footy. They're inside 50. First shot on goal will go to the Salisbury North Footy Club.
And it's just marked off to the right by the looks.
That's what happens when you call it too early, mate. It's been marked, yes, by Steve Wellington. Mentioned him in the pre-match. Second, if not leading goal kicker in the competition. And this is why, folks. Left footer.
Around the corner.
How good was that?
He had no pressure on him at all. He just worked it out, put it on the left foot, around the corner and slotted it through for the first goal.
Yeah, I mentioned, if you've only just tuned in, that Steve was involved in an industrial accident a couple of weeks ago and thought the season might have been over for him, but I bet Eugene Warrior and the Salisbury North Footy Club are pleased to have him out there today. He gets the first goal of the game and Salisbury North are on the board.
Indeed. Well, it was a nice little tussle there to get the ball down, but there was some very tidy handball work to get the ball through traffic, to get a nice service down there for a mark.
Yep. So Jacob Russo, unlucky not to get a free kick there, goes forward, but Unley Jets come out of the centre. And it's been taken by Damon Arnold. I think may have spent some time on the Crows top-up list as well. They're inside 50 now, deep for Unley. Not able to hold the ball in, but a nice forward entry. And it'll be interesting to see how they set up behind the ball here in terms of keeping the ball locked in the front half of the ground. Looks like it's one-on-one footy. Can't see any spares for either side at this stage. Perhaps James Cabaz is playing a role back behind the footy for Unley. So ball on the ground, bobs this way, that way. It's taken by Unley's Jacob Pedler. Comes out the back now around the corner is Pedler.
It's out on the full. But I'll tell you what, in the ruck there, Jacob Russo looks like he's got the wood all over his opponent, but the ball's just not falling after he gets the first touch.
Yeah, the word is he's extremely fit and ruck most of the game, so it'll be interesting to see if that's the case. Salisbury North, a long kick goes towards that player that I mentioned, Russo. He wasn't able to mark it. And we'll have a ball up just outside the danger area for Unley Jets. Unley Jets was mentioned before, coached by Scott Thompson, ex-Power, and what other club?
Scott Thompson? Oh, geez.
Melbourne.
Yes. I'll go with that one. Caught me on the hook there. But he's a famous name, though.
Absolutely. All right, so there's a ball up. Two rucks go at it. Unley's Oliver Cheeseman hacks the ball forward, and it's picked up Jacob Pedler, I think, and he's fallen over. And the umpire's actually paid a free kick. That might be Tom Wallace from Unley.
Oh. Shouts for pushing the back there, but play on.
So they've had a couple of Guernsey changes too, so we'll need to make sure of those. Unley's Jake Hinkley is now wearing number 15, and Damon Arnold is wearing 36. So they stuffed me up there. Apologies to Mr. and Mrs. Arnold watching at home. Might have called your son's name wrong, and that's because you gave him bad information early on. So back inside, Salisbury North got some protection behind the ball here. They come this side of the ground, which is much easier for us commentators.
Absolutely. Just not finding his mark there, and that probably is out on the full.
Yeah, he had a little bit more time than I think he knew, Jacob Earl, there, and ended up kicking out on the full. He'd be disappointed with that. Equally,
oh dear,
that is Steve Wellington, nearly smashing into the stairs, the chairs. Anyway.
That's why we have plastic chairs, I guess.
Yes. Jacob Pedler again takes the ball, kicks it long into the forward 50. Paul Dryman, the veteran there.
Another good handball.
Yeah, for Salisbury North, lays it off to Brock Fensham. He's charging. How's the pace on this young fella?
Two bounces too. And then didn't get the good kick away that he was looking for.
Yeah,
bit of a turnover.
We go towards Michael Cabaz, one of the three Cabaz boys playing normally. I can only see two playing today, so one of them's obviously having today off. Michael and James both had long distinguished careers out at the Unley Mercedes Jets. Just mentioned the first game of today. Look forward to seeing Sam Marciano, number 6 for Salisbury North, 16 years of age. Congratulations.
Yes.
And look forward to seeing him play. Should be down.
Well done.
Should be down the back lines, I think, is where he'll play. So see if you can keep your eye out for him, folks.
Do we have a 36 for Unley?
We do now. That's Damon Arnold.
Right.
So ball comes to the front for Salisbury North. Unfortunately, Unley have a player in best position behind the ball. Who gets it? He heads towards the top of the square. Looking for Mitch Mins. And he certainly has been a Crows top-up player in the past. Not able to mark that. Well defended by Jake Burrows, I think, is the full back for Salisbury North. Young lad who certainly impressing the coaching staff out there.
Oh.
So nice take off the pack. Unley Jets. Gee whiz, they'll be disappointed with that. That was a real good goal-scoring opportunity.
It was.
But Jacob Pedler, he's had 6 or 7 kicks already, hasn't he?
He has. And that was under pressure too. If he had just one more step of non-pressure, he would have got a little bit more accuracy there. But the defensive pressure was fantastic and out on the full by long enough.
Yep, so Salisbury North goes short to Jark Kari Prosser. Locked inside the back pocket, the little fella. He goes short equally again to Jake Burrows.
Oh, slipped over here.
He plays on, gets good enough to get the ball to James Lonigan. He's followed up his work. Again, they come forward. I think that might be Wiles there, the long sleeve. Wellington sets himself for the mark, not able to take it. Good effort to tackle and when the ball hit the ground was the impressive part, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't take the mark, but gee, he fought hard when the ball...
He didn't give up.
Yep, that is Ben Wiles, the long sleeve. The only player out there, I think, wearing a long sleeve, so we shouldn't get him wrong today. Matthew Claughton sets himself and takes it, the big fella.
That is a good mark, nice and strong.
Have a look at the
he
size.
Handballed it off. He ran straight into him. Big trouble there.
Yeah, too high.
Yeah.
And that's a Hoodie. He's a professional at milking the head-high free kick.
He got it that time.
I think that is Hoodie, but I don't have a number 11 on my team sheet for Salisbury North.
And that is just wide, I reckon. Yep. Some good pressure there. But they're getting the ball down, so Unley played out of the back pocket. Didn't find the mark, and out for a throw-in. Over on the Dignitaries side of the on the oval.
Yeah. Okay. So scores here, folks. Salisbury North 1 goal, and Unley Jets yet to score, but they've certainly had their fair share of the ball.
And in again, Paul Drillman there. Another good handball set, and that will be a goal. Well played.
That's actually Travis McIntyre, number 11 for Salisbury North, who we had it down as number 41. That might be his normal number, so he is wearing number 11 in the long sleeves. So a couple of good small forwards. Hood down there as well. Bradley Hood will be number 8. Keep your eye on him, folks. He's a professional at finding the free kick, and he's just coming onto the ground as we speak, along with Sam Marciano, the kid playing his first game. It'll be a thrill for him. Watch him go into defence. And Brodie Wagner making his way into the midfield.
First changeover of the game. First interchange.
Did you get the goal kicker there by any chance?
I didn't. I think it might have been Jake Wagner.
Jake Wagner.
The pressure from Salisbury North is a lot more intense than what we're seeing from the blue shirts of Unley at this stage.
Yeah,
but it was a bit high there on that time.
Yeah, he's paid a free kick to Oliver Cheeseman against Brodie Wagner. Holding the ball, was it? Was it the decision? Anyway, they come this side, Unley. Unable to take the mark again, Salisbury North. Gee, we've seen a few kicks go out on the floor. That was James Londigan on that occasion, ex-South Adelaide League footballer. So I'm sure they're pleased to have his services this year.
Absolutely.
And it'll be Jacob Earl who will bring the ball back in for Unley Mercedes. So Jacob goes long, inside 50. Plenty of tall timbers there. They run underneath the ball.
Nice mark.
Yeah, Jaden Mulroney run underneath the ball, but a good mark taken by a young fellow who didn't take his eyes off the ball. Riley Fairman.
And he's taking a set shot. He's on a pretty decent angle here. A fair distance out. This will be a really good goal if he gets it.
Yeah, that was Gabriel Lacush, I should say, number 23 for Unley. So Riley Fairman, 45 degrees.
Good off the boot. He's got the distance, and that is a cracking shot.
That is a good goal. Unley's first goal of the game. So
didn't look like missing, actually.
No.
He's close to 50, probably 45 metres out off the boot.
No real breeze to speak of here today. Look at the trees, you can see a little bit of high up, but certainly sitting here at ground level, there doesn't appear to be, the wind certainly doesn't appear to be favouring either end.
And a well-needed goal there for the Jets, which brings the score to 2 goals, 1 to 1 goal. Another good bit of work out of midfield here.
Jacob Pedler again.
Oh, well intercepted.
Yeah, nice bit of play. Missed the second handball there, didn't he?
Got to give that.
Yep. Dominic Costanzo ends up the ball now. They go inside forward looking for big Matthew Clawton. He didn't take it, but I tell you what, he brought the pack down, didn't he?
He makes his presence felt.
Yeah, that's what you want from a big fella.
Absolutely.
Plenty of courage there by Jacob Earl, though.
Yep.
He started the game well. So he looks for options in front of him, decides not to go the short, goes the longer option. Sets his player a task, though. 1 to beat 2. Asking a lot of Ben Ianello.
Yep.
And in the end, the ball spills to the boundary line. I could be wrong, but I've just seen the runner for no, sorry, we'll move on. Okay, so Travis McIntyre lays the handball off. Now it's Wellington. He gives it Jordan O'Brien.
That's incorrect disposal there, I would say.
He's paid holding the ball, yep. Good check, good. And that's James Cabaz's go. He's always been a tough, hard inside player. But that kick's not the greatest. He's asked a lot of his players. Luke Heaslip it is who gets it. Gives it off to Connor Leahy. he heads to full forward. Probably
And
needed
well
to lower.
marked back there.
He probably needed to lower his eyes a little bit there, but you're right, good mark by Jake Burrows.
Yes. He's doing some good work back there in defence. Just head down over the ball there, but the ball's come loose. Good handball. He should go for goal here. And the umpire's off to the right for a behind.
Yeah, nice handball from Luke Heaslip. His teammate in a good position there, but just weren't able to keep it on target, which has been the story for most of the quarter for Unley. They really probably should be level. This is a nice kick inboard. Beautiful kick to Paul Dryman. The veteran plays on quickly.
A good bit of play here by Salisbury. Can we...
Now they go to Wellington behind the tent for us. Has he been able to mark it?
Yes.
He hasn't. The opposition has. Unley has marked
That's Bradley Hood there for that was Alistair Salt from back there in defence for Unley.
He's in everything, isn't he, Salt?
He is, yep.
Him and Pepper.
Yes.
And everything, yep. All right, Unley have it the far side of the ground. They hug the boundary line. Ben Ianello has the mark right in front of the marquee there.
Right in front of the Lions Club of Paralawi.
Yep, beautiful left foot kick. That's covered some distance. But it's the ruckman again from Salisbury North, Jacob Russell, I think, who's marked that ball. He bombs it back from whence it came.
Another fist.
So now Kabaz.
And Unley start working it out of there, midfield. Spoil from behind. That's Jake Burrows with a nice tackle there.
Yeah, it was a good tackle, not rewarded by the umpire.
No. But the ball wasn't going anywhere in that tackle. There was either going to be a ball up or a free kick, either way. And that's part of the good bit of defence, is stopping the flow, which his teammates now have to do with another good tackle. Bit of a sling one there though, but yeah.
Yeah, all part of the one action. I don't think there was anything untoward in that.
No, not at all.
All right, so Salisbury North have it. They come towards us again. It's Cliffy Wilson there at the back. If Cloughton can't...
Oh, nearly a one-handed mark.
If Cloughton can't take it, Cliffy Wilson's there. He's now has it. Wilson lays it in the handball into the centre for Jack Kari Prosser, but only Jets good enough to get out of trouble here. They push the ball forward. Still inboard.
Just out.
Umpire's called boundary throwing.
And they did well to try to keep that in. But sometimes the boundary wins and the umps get to do their work. Some of the best work that they can do today is to throw the ball back in and keep the ball flowing, which is what's happening right now. Good work in the ruck there by, that was Ben Ianello. But it's come back to Salisbury into space there for the big fella. And he's on the charge there now, Matthew Claughton. Oh, he's just gone for this ball but just missed it.
Yeah, Wellington's still there though for Salisbury North, that intelligently brings the ball back to Hoodie.
Oh, he's dropped the mark.
Brad Hood.
But it's played on. This will be a top goal, but no, a bit high there you would expect. No, gone the other way, holding the ball. And that is, yes, play on there for Unley. That was Jake Finn Murphy playing it up to number 29, Luke Heaslip on the right-hand side. Moving forward. And Connor Lay with a nice tackle from behind. But it will be a ball up. It's all set in readiness again. Up she goes. Good fist. Bit of scrambling work there on the ground, but he can't. Yes, he can. Out it comes, and ball out in front. And this is Damon Arnold. Keep playing on. It's still in. Oh, now it's out. Could be a bit of hard contact there.
Nice bit of pressure football by Unley Mercedes Jets, even though it wasn't fluent footy. They were able to keep the numbers at the contest and were able to transfer the ball the whole length of the ground just through sheer pressure there. The ball in is well sharked by Dryman from Salisbury North. He hits it forward, still locked inside Unley Jets. They have it around the corner, and a nice mark there taken by Ben Ianello, who's been prominent so far.
At both ends of the ground.
Yeah, so only have a shot for goal from about 30 metres out, slight angle.
Yep. This is an important kick here.
I expect him to kick this and put the score
to 1 point. Bit of a shuffling run on the left foot. And the goalie hasn't moved.
Nice kick. Ben Ianello kicks his first and Unley second. And the score now is Salisbury North 2 goals 1 to Unley Jets 2 goals 0.
It's a 1 point ball game.
We have a 1 point margin, folks. This game is living up to the expectations before the game. The Salisbury North runner looks like it might be Matthew Gates, is it? No, it's not. But I tell you, he's got a bit of Alfie Langer.
He does
about him.
too, absolutely.
I don't know if he is as good as Alfie Langer.
Well, it's hard for me to say this being a New South Welshman, but there's not many players that are as good as Alfie Langer.
No, true.
And again, and Salisbury North working out that court. Oh, I think they sold that one to the... it got him around the shoulders, but the jersey pulled his head back, which made it look high. Unley now playing it out of the midfield with some good work there, getting it up to Ben Ianello again, who's now servicing it inside 50 for a beautiful kick.
Yeah, that was a ripper. Well played, Unley Mercedes Jets. That was nice football to end up with Riley Fairman,
who had a good lead.
He presents well, and still got to hit it. And that left foot kick of Ben Ianello was special.
It was spot on, wasn't it?
So Riley Fairman with a chance to get his second in the first quarter.
He's a lot more straight this time, so a bit less pressure.
Yep, 30 metres out, straight in front. Looks
Nice
good off the
kick.
boot. And that is his second, and that puts Unley Mercedes Jets out to 3 goals straight. They now lead Salisbury North 2 goals 1.
It's all happening, that's for sure. There's a nice kick, very straight, and the ball looked good in flight.
Well, that's probably as good a forward entry as we've seen so far in the game. That was just nicely constructed. They opened it up nicely. He's playing it full forward. Riley Fairman, they opened up the space, and if you look now, the camera probably doesn't get that, but they have opened a big hole out in front of him. So obviously convinced that he can lead intelligently as he did, but Salisbury North get this one out of the mill. The umpire has given a free kick to the ruckman, Jacob Russo. Not sure what the free kick was for. He won the toss anyway. I'd like to see him give a handball in that case there to Paul Diamond alongside. Look at the space that he could have worked into, and instead...
Nice mark there by Jacob Earl.
Yep, they kick it long and the ball turns over.
And Michael Cabaz, he dropped the mark, but played on, went and collected his work, and it's out in front of the Dignitaries for a throw-in.
Yeah, if you've just tuned in, folks, this is a really special day for the Salisbury North Football Club and the wider football community, celebrating NAIDOC Weeks, their first ever Indigenous game, and there's a lot of people in attendance here today. They now go into the forward line.
On the ground, is it coming through? It's a cross for a behind. Good bit of pressure there.
Good opportunity for Jake Wagner, young fella, junior of the club.
And he put it on the left foot, and once the ball's rolling along the ground, it could do absolutely anything.
So Unley Mercedes Jets come out this side. Nice effort there in the air by Finn Murphy. He looks like a likely type when the ball's in the air.
Overrun that.
Plenty of numbers around this contest.
Oh, nearly.
Don Wallace made a terrific effort for a little fella. He looks like he should be riding in the third at Morfordville. He's a tiny player, but wow, it was a terrific effort.
He got up there.
He did, yeah.
And that was right in front of the commentary position.
So a free kick paid to Unley.
Yep.
They're just probably not getting reward for efforts from some of their forward 50 entries, both clubs, to be honest with you. Unley early.
Yep.
And Salisbury North continually. Unley Jets have got it now. They come down the wing, but in good position for Salisbury North with Jaden Mulroney. He looks inboard. He's got a player in the middle of the ground if you can see him. Will he risk this kick? He will.
That's a nice
Goes inboard.
Good pressure. Oh, you got to
And
let
this
go of
25 metres, I would
Yeah,
think.
absolutely.
And that is now, that lack of discipline from Michael Cabaz has now resulted in 25 metres for Sam Marciano. Is it Sam Marciano, number 6?
Yep. And
The first gamer?
Yeah, he's right in front. 50 out he'll have this from. This is stepping up in the big leagues. Says he's got the leg to get it. Let's find out. And he comes. Probably 45 metres he'll get this from.
Watch the crowd the players get around if he kicks this. His
reckon.
first goal in A-grade footy. Sam Marciano. Has he got the legs? He has, young fella. Nathan, watch the players get around him. That is a special moment.
Well done.
Every kid likes to kick a goal in his first game of A-grade footy, and the 16-year-older has let no one down there with that kick on goal. Didn't show any nerves at all. Good composure.
And it was right at that distance too, with question marks all over it. And he got it nice and straight. Beautiful, beautiful start to his A-grade career.
What I loved about that was he had the courage to come from the back half and present it in the middle of the ground. And that takes some nerves.
Yep.
For a first gamer to do that in the well, he's probably only been on the ground 5 minutes.
Yep.
So he's playing back pocket, and he's kicked his first goal in A-grade footy. Well done, Sam Marciano.
And good calling too from him, because he had to be vocal to get that ball.
Yep.
Nice mark there.
Oh, that's Jaden Mulroney, is it?
Yep.
Ben Wiles presents short for him.
Dion Lawler has been calling for it, but that's a handover.
So
Can
Damon,
he find the mark?
good mark under some real heat there from
Absolutely.
James Lonigan. Is that Ben Ianello again? It is.
Ben Ianello, yep. Another good. Oh, he just dropped the mark. That would have been a nice little inside 50.
So only Mercedes Jets pick up the loose ball. James Cabaz hooks it around the corner.
He was kicking that to anybody who would get it.
They're getting back in the way. If it's Travis McIntyre for Salisbury North, he comes this side to Jack Curry-Prosser, the little fella. He goes short again to
Is that Benjamin Wiles?
Ben Wiles, it is indeed.
He's a good lead there.
Son of Dallas Wiles, a legendary figure at the West Croydon Football Club. But getting in the way is Finn Murphy, who has a big job today on standing Matthew Cloughton, I think. He's probably given away about 40 kilograms. So,
yep.
And 5 or 6 inches.
I reckon he's collected about 5 bruises too. Oh, nice handball there. He was under good pressure. Just got it away. Another inside 50 here. Look, bounce of the ball's going to be interesting. On the ground. Oh, now they need to work it out again with the jockey-sized man. That is Jack Curry-Prosser.
Yeah, give it to Anthony Hellabout, I should say.
Yeah, now we had a little mark for stoppage of play. And here's where they can really set up. But they just fell a little bit short over there on the Dignitary side of the ground. This is Anthony Halibut getting another good service there, but just too much pressure there from Alistair Salt. Oh, bad luck there. Brodie Wagner just had it on his fingertips, but just slipped out of it over the boundary boundary throw-in.
Yeah, so we are how far into the quarter now?
27 minutes.
Wouldn't expect this to be a real long quarter.
No.
4 or 5 goals being kicked, but here's an opportunity now for Salisbury North. They enter the forward 50 territory, but only Mercedes Jets good enough to bring the ball out. Now they go searching for a kick inside there, forward 50 again. It's the defences of both teams that are on top. Luke Heaslip, Jacob Earl went short to Michael Cabaz. Back to Ianello. This looks promising.
There we go.
And a beautiful kick.
This is Josh Mounter, I reckon.
That's got the ball, is it?
Yep. He had good service there.
Well, that was Jacob
29.
Pedler that kicked the ball in.
Luke Heaslip.
Luke Heaslip. And I think this might be Luke's 150th today. So if I've got that right.
The boys will celebrate this if he gets it straight as well.
Yeah. So certainly the distance not an issue.
Nope. Little stutter in his run-up.
He's nailed that.
That has gone through. Casual celebration there by Unley at quarter time.
Yep, so the quarter-time score is Unley Jets 4 goals without a miss, 24 points against Salisbury North, 3 goals won, and we have a cracking game in our hands, folks. Grab yourselves a drink, a quick toilet break. We'll be back with you after this series of adverts.
G'day guys, the Simon Black Academy is all about education and sport. Our partner in education is Torrens University, where our students either do a 1-year diploma course or a 3-year Bachelor of Business. Around that we run a football and athletic program based here at Norwood Oval, and it's all about trying to develop and take our students' game to a new level. Around that also, our third pillar, besides education and football, is personal development. If you want to get involved, check out our website, which is simonblack.com.au.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Well, welcome back to the Salisbury North Oval, folks, where we're live streaming the Division 2 super important game in the context of the season for both these clubs. As I've mentioned several times, super important for a host of off-field reasons. Salisbury North celebrating their first ever Indigenous round, and the amount of Indigenous elders and people that they've come through, play through their juniors and end up at AFL football is astounding. So well done to Salisbury North. The scores at quarter time: Unley Mercedes Jets, they lead 4 goals 1 to Salisbury North 3 goals 2. Been an entertaining game. Mick, what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, it's been a good arm wrestle to start with. Salisbury North got out of the blocks early and were pegged back well by Unley, who have now got the lead. The midfield battle is intriguing, as is the ruck battle. There's been a few handovers, but the handballing by Salisbury is something to behold, and the accuracy of the kicking by Unley are the 2 stories so far.
Yeah, I feel watching the game that their forward entries for Unley have been much more clinical than Salisbury North. It seems to have been under pressure, most of their forward entries, and that's, I guess, tribute to the pressure that Unley are putting in around the midfield. But it was terrific to see that the story of the first quarter for mine is the young kid, Sam Marciano. First game, a 16-year-older. playing in the back pocket when he came on, probably 10 minutes into the quarter, and he confidently called for the ball in the middle of the ground, which takes some courage.
It does, absolutely.
And then got a 25-metre penalty, I think, didn't he?
Yep.
That took him just inside 50.
Yep.
Went back and cool as a cucumber, as if he played 100 games, slotted his first, and the celebrations was terrific to see. So, well done to young Sam.
And rightly so. It was a big moment in an important part of the game too, because they really needed that goal, and there was a lot of pressure on him, not only to receive the ball, because there was some pressure happening, but to slot the free kick home, where he's in front of the crowd too, down at the clubhouse end. And yes, we're just about ready to get back into action, and second quarter coming up.
Yeah, it looks like there's a change in the ruck. Maybe Gabriel Lakish has gone into the ruck for Unley Jets. Apologise if I've got that pronunciation wrong. Lakish or Lookish. But Jacob Russo doing a good job for Salisbury North. Haven't seen Matthew Cloughton go into the ruck at all, and I feel that he has the potential to be a match winner up forward for him, just with his size.
Yep.
The match up against Finn Murphy is very much in favour of Matthew Cloughton. So look to see how that contest unfolds as the game progresses, because I think he has the potential size-wise to really hurt Unley. But doing a good job so far, Finn Murphy.
He is, and he's an imposing figure. Matthew Cloughton.
All right, folks, here we go. Start of the umpire throws the ball up. It's Gabriel Lakish or Jacob Russo it is that gets first hand on the ball. No one able to take the ball away cleanly. We'll have a secondary bounce. Again they go, the same players. Salisbury North get it, hit it back beautifully to Paul Dryman, the skipper. He plays on nicely, hooks it around the corner. Can he keep it on line to the bloke I spoke about? Matthew Cloughton, unlucky not to get a free kick. And on top of that, looks like he might have hurt himself a little bit as he came down, but a free kick does go Salisbury North's way to Jake Wagner. Matthew Cloughton looks like he's holding maybe his ribs or his arm. He's in a bit of pain. Trainer's now heading out there. Hopefully for Salisbury North people, looks like a forearm or an elbow.
Yeah.
He's not too seriously hurt.
It could be a shoulder even. He's not in happy days, that's for sure.
So Jacob Wagner, he'll kick from probably right on 50. He'll take his best kick. The angle's not a problem. It's the distance, I think, that may hurt him. He gets good connection. Tell you what, he's got very, very good connection. That has actually crossed the line. Jake Wagner, the young fella, has come up through the juniors, kicks his second. That's a terrific kick. And inside, probably 2 minutes of play, 1 minute and 16 seconds, Salisbury North get first score on the board, and that takes them out to 4-2. They now lead Unley Jets, who are on 4-1.
I tell you what, it was a ripper kick. It got plenty of height, and it looked good from this angle. I mean, we're on a difficult angle to see that, but the distance looked pretty good straight off the boot, and the celebrations were well deserved. Back in the middle for a ball up. Out of the ruck here, it's on the ground again. Bit of a tussle going on. Nice handball again by Salisbury. And well defended back there by Unley. And he's played on, no man on the mark. A good spoil there by Jacob Russo. But it's just gone back to Unley. And a nice mark there, and he's played straight on. Straight into the forward 50.
Oh, he's marked that.
Our man.
Oh, he's going to get 25 metres. He is too.
Yeah.
That was just silly.
So Dion Lawler is the man in the number 13 jersey.
Yeah, Jake Burrows didn't need to do that. That was just, and then lack of discipline results in an easy walk-in goal. So something that the coach will speak to him about, no doubt. There's nothing wrong with showing some aggression, but there's a time and a place.
And that it wasn't the time nor the place.
So who ended up kicking the goal? Was it?
That was Dion Lawler.
Ben, 13, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, 13. Ben in yellow.
Yeah, it's his second, Ben.
Yep.
So,
the left footer.
4 minutes in, both sides kick the goal. We have got a game on our hands. Unley Mercedes back in front. This is a ding-dong battle. Battle. It's easy for me to say.
Alrighty, ball up here in the middle. The ruck work's been done and won by Salisbury. And that is Paul Drellman, captain, working it out of midfield. over onto the right-hand wing again from the commentary position. And the ball's coming forward out of that little tussle over the boundary. No, they've kept it in again. The banana, no, it was out. He tried to sell it to the umps, but they weren't having a bar of it. He saw his name up in lights with an opportunity for the banana.
Wasn't a bad kick, Travis McIntyre.
It was a good kick, yeah.
Well, we know that he kicked the winner after the siren only 2 or 3 weeks ago against Athelston, so he's no stranger to the goal face.
He does love a good banana.
Mm-hmm. All right, boundary throw-in. Just inside the 50 for Salisbury North. Their midfield play has been terrific. They're getting on top in the centre square. Not able to break away by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, still trailing by 5 points. This time, Unley get first hands on the ball in the ruck. They come forward. No player able to get clean purchase on that footy. Umpire intelligently lets it go, but there's plenty of numbers around this. He'll be forced to end up having another ball up. And real good pressure from both sides around the footy. I don't mind seeing a second and third stoppage. It shows you both sides are fully committed. Nice hit out of the ruck. This time, Unley are able to take the ball away. Salisbury North in best position. Now hook around the corner. They're inside Jordan O'Brien. Just unable to keep the ball inside the ground, and we'll have a boundary throw in. But liked his game too, Jordan O'Brien. Looks like he's got a nice clean set of heels. Looks very fit. Works extremely hard. So Cloughton's coming out to take the ruck work. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. He handballs it out the back, gets it again. He's well tackled, and again Unley are good enough to be able to take the ball out of their D50, but can't. It's that next kick they just can't quite link up. Salisbury North, nice passage of play here. They come back again inside the 50. This time Benny Wales is able to get some space. He looks like he wants to play on here. He does. Can he keep it low for Wellington? He can. Good football. Now looks a tough angle. We saw Steve Wellington kick the first goal of the game with a banana. He's going to have to do the same thing here. So for his second shot on goal, he looks like he's going to do a snap here. Looks good off the boot. Gee, he's mastered that kick, hasn't he? Well done.
That's something that they practice at training.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, I reckon he's practiced that a few times because that looked really good off the boot. And the umpire didn't move the goal ump.
Yeah, been a good journeyman, Steve Wellington. Played state under-23 footy probably 10 years ago now. We're close to 10 years, maybe 8 years ago, and spent some time in the country. It's good to see him back at Salisbury North, which I think is maybe his junior club.
Yep. And we're ready to get the ball back into action from the centre ball up. As you can see, the ground is in immaculate condition with some beautiful work on the ground, and the ball goes up. The ruck work is done, and that is Jacob Pedler who comes away with it and moves it on to Oliver Cheeseman, who gets the ball out to Michael Cabaz, and he's getting the ball into 50, but it's well spoiled in there, and we'll have a ball up.
Free kick.
A free kick, sorry, yes.
Yeah, I think it's Travis McIntyre with the ball. Looks like he's playing both ends of the ground. I thought he was just playing as small forward, but he certainly worked down the ground. Travis, he goes towards the boundary line. They retain possession here. It's this next kick. Can they hit this one? They're going along to the big clouts. Can't take it, but gee, he hit the ground well. He got his own crumb. Gave it off to Dryman. Can he hit this kick? It's a nice kick. Got to keep your eyes up, son.
Yeah.
Just lowered his head, expecting the contact. Wasn't able to take it. And as a result, only courtesy of Patrick Case come out of the back half. They're into the centre ground now. Nice set of heels shown by Matthew Adams. Goes to half forward. Plenty of numbers here for Salisbury North. The heat comes at this player. He's good enough to be able to get the handball on. Again, they go forward. The young kid, Finn Murphy, doing a good job for Unley back there. It's Cabaz who has it now. He handballs it over the top. They go back from where they come. Neither side really good at switching the play, I must say. And on a beautiful day, that was a good opportunity to come out the fat side of the ground, or this side of the ground, and open up the space. But they went back where the ball had just come from. In the end, Jacob Earl has the ball.
He does. He gets the ball inside 50, and it's well spoiled back there. And again, we're working back and up and down this same corridor where most of the players are, which creates a lot of spoiling opportunities and a little bit of, I guess, haphazard play. However, we're back in the defensive 50 for Salisbury, but the mark's dropped there, but the scrum's been picked up, and that's a good mark out there. Luke Heaslip again. And he's on a nice angle and will have a shot for goal about 30 metres out in front of the Lions Club of Paralawi's barbecue stand over there. I can smell it all the way from over here. And I think he's, shaping up, so he's not looking to play on. He's going to have a crack at this. And he's got a nice straight kick here.
This is for his second.
For his second goal. Moving in. It comes off the boot nicely, but it's not long enough and marked in front of goal by
Jacob Russo.
Jacob Russo. Or just that was very close to being out. And that is now marked again there. And Salisbury now work it out after a bit of mess. And our man.
So Cloughton gives it to Hoodie. Bradley Hood. Beautiful kick out in front of Paul Dryman. Has he got the wheels to stay on this? Nice bit of pressure from Unley. A lot of Salisbury North people asking for a free kick, but I thought he did it beautifully, the Unley Mercedes defender there. Looked like he could have been in trouble with Dryman powering away, but he was good enough to be able to put some heat on his body, and he turned it over. Now they come this side wing. Good mark taken by Jacob Russo. He is a big lump of a lad, isn't he?
He is. Nice and tall.
So he goes towards Dryman. It's probably not the greatest idea going to the small for a long kick. You want Dryman being the crummer rather than the receiver, I would have thought. But at least he was trying to move it into space. Oliver Cheeseman from Unley does that now. Through the corridor. Long kick.
And not marked.
Heaslip couldn't take it.
New ball up in here.
Jaden Mulroney. Good defence there. And it might have been Damon Arnold with the long sleeves there for Unley underneath that footy.
Russo does some good ruck work. And that is Jacob Halibut with a nice mark. Forward 50 service resumes. However, Alistair Salt again, but that is Anthony Halibut with the goal. Well done, crumbed it well. It got a little bit loose in there, but he picked up the spoils and ran into the open goal face for a beautiful, nice goal. And it's been kicked into next week, I reckon.
Yeah, I think Scott Thompson will be pretty disappointed with the drop chest mark there by Alistair Salt, which just opened up the goal opportunity. Really shouldn't have got one there, Salisbury North. They pinched one, though. And the score now is 5 goals, 1 Unley, trailing Salisbury North 6 goals, 2. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them on the backside.
No.
So they've opened up a little bit of a midfield ascendancy early in the quarter, Salisbury North. Only have fought back quite well in the middle. It'll be interesting to see. We don't have a stats for you folks about clearances, but it felt like Salisbury North were getting on top early in the quarter and only have fought back the last couple. So centre bounce, as always, super critical.
Absolutely. The ball's come back from the taxi that went and got it.
So it is Unley first chance here, but Salisbury North just hack it off the ground. James Kabaz, nice handball inside.
No, called high. Right across the neck there, and that's Blake Harris, the captain, who's won the free kick, and on the left foot. I'll tell you what, there's plenty of left footers out here today.
Yeah.
It's good to see. I'm a lefty myself. It's always good to see left footers. And again into the forward 50. Unley have a chance here if they can just keep a hold of the ball, but they've just given up possession where they desperately need to get a shot on goal. And that's out for a boundary throw-in. just north of the Lions Club over there on their sausages.
You keep calling that and you're making me hungry. So, ball goes over the top for Salisbury North. Dryman there first, hands on the ball. He might be Jordan O'Brien. He's got the same boots. Looks very similar, perhaps a little bit younger. Paul Dryman would be happy with that comparison. Jacob Earl takes the clearance here. They're inside 50 now, Unley. Can they keep it alive? They can. It still ball spills out. It's easy for me to say. And straight through the middle. Terrific finish there by, was that Riley Fairman again, number 6?
Number 6 is Riley Fairman.
Wow, that is his third goal, and he is proving a real handful.
And I'll tell you what, that was a great goal in that Salisbury were giving a lot of defensive pressure, but the handballs were just good enough to get to the target, and Riley Fairman ran around, got a good kick away, and the goal umpire didn't move.
Yeah, might need to put a tagger on Riley Fairman. He's playing in the middle. He's kicked 3 goals in a quarter and a half. There's a bit of a concern. Crowd getting quite animated here. Both crowds got good support here today.
Yep, and it's building quite nicely.
Yeah, sunshine out. So coming over the top there was Ben Ianello competing in the ruck now, so they've certainly changed that up a little bit. The big Clawton's got it though. It's inside 50, lowers the eyes. Oh, just missed the kick. It was a good passage of play. But Blake Harris, the experienced player, good enough. Now it's Jacob Pedler. They're out the far side of the ground. This is a better play, trying to get it into space. But made it very difficult for Tommy Wallace, the little fella. And Salisbury North, good enough. This is where I'd like to see him try and get a switch of play rather than play that same line. The ball's been held up here. They will now go down that same line. No one able to take it cleanly. Oliver Cheeseman takes it for Unley. Feeds the ball inside. They need some support. They've got that now. They go long inside 50. Could go over the back. It does. Oh, Luke Heaslip Cunnick, good defence. Wilson it is now, has it. Handballs it beautifully forward. They've got the support this way. If they can hit the kick, they can't. Ball spills the ground. No one able to take it cleanly. Jordan O'Brien pushes it out the back. Ooh, coming at the ball. Travis McIntyre, 100 mile an hour. Cleaned up Oliver Cheeseman. Now Unley go. And it's Thatch who intercepts nicely for Salisbury North. This is what I like to see. Ball switch, beautiful kick out the far side of the ground. Can he play on? He can. Good. Give the handball to Jack Kari Prosser. Just missed with a forward kick, but a much better transfer of play and good to watch.
And it had the player receiving the ball with a lot more time to make a decision. He just got that last mark intercepted.
Oh, great tackle.
Absolutely. And that's what time doesn't give you is options. And you go switch the play, and the players have more time to make better decisions, and your coach has less grey hairs.
Oh, it's just could have gone laterally again here. The kick's okay. I guess it's hit Oliver Cheeseman. Now that kick that should have been on a minute ago to Jack Ianello.
Oh, good spoil.
Jack handballs the ball forward, puts his team under a little bit of pressure. They're good enough to get out of it through Joshua Mounto. Steps inside now. That's a dangerous kick inside of the corridor. Salisbury North have got numbers there, but only get to the footy first. Could be holding the ball. The umpire says, I'll throw that up.
Yep, absolutely. And we can see there that Josh Mounter there ran around to get the ball onto his right foot. But if he had have been able to kick that on the left foot, he could make a better decision. But here's a shot at goal, and we'll mark it. And Oliver Cheeseman has taken the mark, played on, and kicked the goal.
Patrick Case, I think it might be.
Patrick Case?
Number 2.
Was it 2? All he needs to do is turn around for us. Number 2. Yes, Patrick Case. That was a good bit of play there.
Was.
He got his hands up nice and high and got the ball and played on very, very nicely.
Yeah, well, Unley Mercedes Jets kicking very nicely for goal. Both sides are actually 7 goals won. Salisbury North trailing on 6 goals too. So this game is going back and forward, seesawing from one side to the other. It's a ripping game, and in much contrast to the Division 1 game I called last week between Port Districts and PAC, where the ball was continually going across the ground.
Yep.
Both sides are making the effort to go forward with the ball, and it's much more entertaining to watch, and I would think much more entertaining to play as, again, Salisbury North come forward. Courtesy of Dryman. Nice mark at half forward by Bradley Hood. Now he's a goal kicker, but he might be outside his range, so he lowers his eyes and hits up Steve Wellington. That's good footy. Now we've seen him kick 2 from the boundary line today on the other side. This time he's in the left pocket. Certainly within range. I think it will be a drop punt. I just can't see him, but locked in behind the green shed from where our commentary box is today. So the distance shouldn't be a problem. He's a left footer, tight angle, but gee whiz, have a look at that kick. That is a beautiful kick. Steve Wellington, take a bow, son. That is a beautiful kick. He has had 3 shots for goal today, folks, and he has not missed one of them.
And the left footer on the wrong side of the ground, that is a difficult kick.
That's a beautiful kick.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, that's as good a kicking action as you'll see. It's no wonder he's playing on the full forward line. And he don't need a lot of touches, does he, to hurt you with a kick like that?
Absolutely. But he hasn't looked like missing either.
No. So interesting change up in the ruck here for Unley. Looked like they haven't really got a second tall option, and it's Ben Iannello, I think, that is competing in the ruck. It is, gee whiz, he's giving a light away. He must be a good jumper. I'm interested to see how he jumps here.
Here we go.
He jumped okay, but he didn't get anywhere near the ball. And Unley do get the clearance. They come this side of the ground. It's marked by Cabaz, I think. Michael Variety.
Yep.
He's looking for his leads in front of him. Got a handball option here to Joshua Mounter. Elects to kick it himself. It's all Salisbury North back there, though, and Russo makes good position and probably could have been paid the mark.
Yeah.
Butted up okay, a bit stiff there.
Handball away, but did he have prior? Doesn't look like it. And the umpire will come in for a ball up. And Russo again with the handiwork in the ruck. He got good contact there. And interception, but handball intercepted as well. That is Dion Lawler, but back again and out again. Ball up is the call.
Boundary throw-in, is it?
Boundary throw-in, sorry, yes.
So Cloughton's come out to do the ruck work, and have a look at the size advantage here. They should win this clearance if they're organised. Does it nicely out the back. Just couldn't quite get great connection with the footy. And in the end, Iannello is good enough to be able to get the clearance for Unley. Now inside the corridor, plenty of heat coming. James Lonigan could be first there. Ends up giving away a free kick to his Unley opponent and may have hurt the young kid. He's grimacing and holding his shoulder. Connor Leah kicks it in. He's going to bounce up first when the ball hits the ground. It was Luke Heaslip for Unley. But Salisbury North defence good enough on that occasion. And the kid looks okay. He's got up okay.
Yes, and that's through for a rush behind. And Salisbury now working the ball out of defence. We've who's that there? That's not so. This will be a good mark there by. Oh no,
should have been a mark.
Should have been a mark.
He dropped what he should
have
have taken.
Called it before he called it. And in again. Oh, here we go. And it's.
They got a miss. It's been a while since they had a miss.
Yes, it's 2 behinds in a row. So the first one was rushed and the second one was a little bit of a wobbly kick off the boot. And Salisbury have the opportunity to play it out again. And this time they're going down the right side, which has been popular today, over the top. And the ball's again on the ground for the Crummers. A little bit messy there. The only player there did well to spoil twice. And this is Anthony Halliburton, I reckon. On to Dion Lawler, who gets the ball. Is that Russo?
I'm going to say Wellington, I reckon.
Wellington?
He's blotted his copybook if it is.
Yep, he has. Through for a behind.
Yep, that was Wellington. Didn't get as good a connection with that as he did with the set shot, did he?
No. I guess that's the big difference between the set shot and the ball in play, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit more time to get composed. He certainly looks like he's mastered the art of kicking with plenty of time. But that one just under a little bit of pressure.
Yep.
So it's an entertaining game on our hands here, folks. I hope you're enjoying it at home. We're certainly enjoying it here. Beautiful day, good crowd, great occasion. So Unley play in. Well, he changed his mind a few times there, Riley Fairman. So he's doing a lot of power of work. It might have been Blake Harris bringing the ball in, actually. I beg your pardon. Now they're on the centre wing. Inboard to Jacob Pedalo. He's having a very big influence on this game. Damon Arnold comes at the ball. Ends up might get a free kick, is it? It is. Didn't actually see what that was for, folks. Sorry.
Could be a bit of high contact there.
Right. And do we have a player?
We have...
Is this Riley Fairman again?
I reckon it is, actually. Yes.
Wow. If it is, he's going for his 4th for the game. He picked the orange boots before. So, certainly a gettable goal, folks. Probably 20 metres, 25 metres tops. Angle shouldn't be a problem either. And you give a bloke a pump up, Riley Fairman, for his 4th for the game, what should have been his 4th, and he's pushed it to the far side. So both sides, having missed, have been very good at accuracy on goal for most of the game, have both missed gettable shots in the last couple of minutes.
And it's a 1-point game. 45 plays 46 as the totals, and I guess it's indicative of the arm wrestle that we're seeing. And that Ianello again, another behind. So that'll push it out to 2 points. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a cracking game here.
Big crowd under the veranda there at Salisbury North. They go out the far side. Oof, probably should have free kick. Yep, free kick there to Salisbury North defender out the far side. Look inboard, he's got plenty of players inboard. If he can get that switch, be important.
He's sending them long. He's a bit ginger, I reckon.
Okay, so he decides to go down. A good mark taken by Jake Russo. He presents well. He's got a good pair of hands, this young lad.
Yep.
You can see why the coach likes him. Again, he decides to go down the same line with the long kick. I reckon if you're going to do that, you probably want Cloughton under that long kick, not the short. They just need to get that part right, I reckon. You're going to go long inside your forward 50. Cloughton's the obvious target. They try and orchestrate that. They do it well now. That's Paul Dryman slowing the game down. How far into the quarter are we? 26 minutes, so maybe deciding that's enough for the half. In the end, he's going to head towards the boundary line with a long kick. Let's see if this one goes in Cloughton's direction. It doesn't. A free kick, though, by Salisbury North. Can't pick the number up there. Maybe 24, is it?
21, I reckon.
21. Dominic Costanzo.
Yep. So he was manhandled and won the free kick.
Yeah. Well, this is where now is a chance for them inside 50. You want to try and get the last score of the quarter. Hands in the back, not seen by the umpire. Play on's the call. Unley good enough. Nicely positioned. Ianello again. He's having a terrific game of footy. He kicks it into the centre. This is the last chance, maybe. Unley probably could have gone the handball option there. Doesn't matter because in the end, Mitch Minns will get this. He's well run down though. The tackle's terrific. A good defensive pressure by Salisbury North.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, a good passage of play from both sides. Still alive. Salisbury North, one player down. Hurt in the back pocket. They now transfer the play. Now with an opportunity to come on board. Again, it goes to Dryman. He hooks around the corner. Out that 1 minute to go, we've just heard on the boundary line. Here's a last opportunity. Oh, just couldn't take the ball. Anthony Hill about.
And now Unley work it out again. And that's our man Ianello.
He's proven a foil for them in the ruck, and Russo's going to have to do something about him, I think, when he goes in the ruck. He gets a lot of ball around the ground.
He's the everywhere man, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And his quality service too. Like everything he's doing is working.
Speak of Russo, there he is in the back play where all good ruckmen. He plays on quickly, handballs towards the boundary line. Now they come back inside. And that last minute, as I tell my wife, a minute is a long time. And that was a really short minute, even in my books. And the score at half time here at the beautiful Salisbury North Oval is somewhere for me to see. I can't see it. Where is it? The scoreboard is Salisbury North 7 goals 3 to Unley 7-5. 2-point margin in favour of Unley Mercedes Jets. We'll be back after these series of ads.
G'day guys, the Simon Black Academy is all about education and sport. Our partner in education is Torrens University, where our students either do a 1-year diploma course or a 3-year Bachelor of Business. Around that we run a football and athletic program based here at Norwood Oval, and it's all about trying to develop and take our students' game to a new level. Around that also, our third pillar, besides education and football, is personal development. If you want to get involved, check out our website, which is simonblack.com.au.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
G'day guys, the Simon Black Academy is all about education and sport. Our partner in education is Torrens University, where our students either do a 1-year diploma course or a 3-year Bachelor of Business. Around that we run a football and athletic program based here at Norwood Oval, and it's all about trying to develop and take our students' game to a new level. Around that also, our third pillar, besides education and football, is personal development. If you want to get involved, check out our website, which is simonblack.com.au.
Well folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome Jason Goods.
Thanks Tony, nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Well, welcome back folks. If you've been tuning in for the last hour, you would have been privy to a really entertaining game of football. Division 2 Adelaide Footy League. We are live streaming from the beautiful Salisbury North Football Club, and what an entertaining game it's been. Half-time score is Unley Mercedes Jets 7-5, leads Salisbury North 7-3. Now the fairy tale to evolve needs Salisbury North to win this game, as I see the CEO of the Adelaide Footy League, I think, just drive past in front of me perhaps, coming down for a sticky beak, Johnny Kernahan. I know he's ventured out to Indigenous round today out at Central United. They're playing Parry Hills. Also a lot of clubs celebrating NAIDOC week. This weekend is the end of that week, so a lot of clubs, I think there may even be 10 clubs today celebrating Indigenous round. And this is the first time for Salisbury North. The proud Indigenous Football Club had many good Indigenous players come through here. We mentioned some of them earlier on, and there's quite a few of them here today. Mickey O'Loughlin, Gavin Wanganeen, Shane Bond, Troy Bond, Ricky O'Loughlin, Shane Tongery. 801 AFL games, 5 AFL premierships, 7 All-Australians from that little cohort. Wouldn't be too many clubs that could boast that record, I wouldn't think, Michael.
Not many at all. That is a bunch of legends right there, and the Salisbury North Football Club are rightly having a big day today, celebrating the end of NAIDOC week, and happy NAIDOC week to everybody out there. And it's not just for the Indigenous culture and Indigenous peoples, but all of Australia. We're getting behind the whole Indigenous NAIDOC week, and together we are stronger. And you can see by the support that Salisbury North have here today that it is a strong football club, and more power to them for putting on a beautiful day like today. The ground is a picture, and it's played really well. It's really fast as well. The players are able to get a full sprint on. It's been really well looked after, and you can even see that the kids out there are able to get good time on the ground, and they're not getting muddy and dirty, but it's because it's kept in such a good condition. Perfect.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to see the young kid Sam Marciano playing his first game, kicking a goal in the first quarter, which was thrilling to see everybody get around him for that achievement. The siren now sounding. Unley Mercedes Jets, I should say, didn't venture into the rooms at half-time, which is a bit unusual. It is a bit of a walk from here around to the change rooms. Maybe Tomo thought they could save their legs. They are up and about and ready to go, and we've yet to see the Salisbury North boys come back. Hopefully they don't get lured into the clubhouse, because let me tell you, there's a really good atmosphere going on in there. And I think the stories and the drinks will be starting to flow by now, Mickey.
Absolutely. They might be detoured or definitely get the sniff of what's going on in there, and they'll come out and try to put this game away. But the Unley Mercedes Jets are definitely got other thoughts about that. And is it too early to say that my early prediction of a blowout is completely wrong?
I was just thinking the same thing. We both tipped Salisbury North by big margins. It doesn't look like that the game's going to go that way.
No.
This one, I think, might go right down to the wire, which will be great for us as spectators. Opportunity to sit here and watch the game unfold. The first half's been terrific footy. There's, probably critical as a neutral observer on the lack of, particularly from Salisbury North at times, taking the game on and switching the play a bit more quicker. And perhaps a little bit of their forward movement not going through the big fella. I think they probably need to make him a bit more of a target for the long kick. Matthew Cloughton, number 31, is an interesting duel with Finn Murphy, giving away a fair bit of size, as the Salisbury North boys are now coming out on the ground along with the umpires. This game probably only a couple of minutes away. Interesting enough, Scotty Thompson is heading off the ground as the Salisbury North players. I'd suggest he may need to go to the toilet.
It's a bit cold there today, but
yes.
There's been colder days, but not many. And the lights have just been turned on here because it's starting to get a little bit gloomy. Overcast conditions, but no rain about, which is good, which means the conditions are good for football and fast-flowing football too. So
yeah, I must say the club rooms in Salisbury North have always been good here, and I've chatted to one of the legend players over lunch, and he said that when COVID was on, they repainted the whole place because they had to give the staff something to do because they weren't open. So they painted the inside and outside of it. They also now are in the throes of beginning a new development here, $1.2 million, I think he said. They were going to extend, not extend the footprint, but just change the footprint a little bit. So that'll be watch this space, because it is a terrific footy club venue, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Inside, the club rooms are magnificent.
Yep. Well, I've known to frequent the Salisbury North Football Club.
All right, play the pokies.
Come down here for dinner. Yep.
Right.
I may have donated some of my hard-earned. But yeah, it's a fantastic facility. They put on a good spread. It's a good feed here, and it's very welcoming.
I think they'd be the envy of a lot of clubs, the pokies facility. It's probably the only club I can think of in the Adelaide Footy League that is got considerable numbers of pokies. Jeps Cross have maybe got a half a dozen. I can't think of too many others, but Salisbury North look like they've got the full lot there, and there were plenty of people playing today, so the money is just ching-ching.
Absolutely.
Rolling in. By the way, just a little rumour for you folks at home watching, there is a big story, one of the biggest stories unfolding this week, I believe. All to do with salary cap and not adhering to the salary cap. SANFL are investigating one of our Adelaide Footy League clubs, and there will be some big news coming out this week, I believe, on that. You heard that first here.
Without giving too much away, Jacko, is that club anywhere near the top of the ladder? Has it paid off for them?
No, they're not anywhere near the top of the ladder now.
So
they have been in the past.
Right. I was going to say, if they some of the salary cap stories haven't worked anyway, and then they get pinged, it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, that'd hurt, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, if it unfolds as I expect it to unfold,
yep,
it'll be the biggest story of the year, and it will send shivers down the clubs that are not adhering to the salary cap, and we all know there's a few of them around.
Yes, and not just in footy either.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
I just had the coach on us. What's going on, mate? What have you got for us, Eugene?
Would you like to join us? Okay. Yeah, cool.
Mate, it's been a really enjoyable game to watch. The inside was fantastic, mate. The speakers, top notch. How are you finding today?
I'm actually a little bit cold, to be honest.
Good half of footy, mate. It's a seesaw.
It's not too bad. Yeah.
It's a ding-dong battle, isn't it?
Our first half wasn't too bad, and given how we played against them the last time, they were all over us. So,
okay.
I think if we just tighten up between the arcs and actually play some
couple of
decent footy and get quick ball movement. We get quick ball movement. Hopefully we'll be all right, and that's a message that we've given to the boys. So
beautiful.
We'll
Thanks for joining us.
So,
Thanks for joining us, Eugene. Good luck, mate.
I'll put the bill in the mail for you for the lunch.
Thanks, Eugene, mate.
All the best, mate.
All right, and they get first bite of the cherry. Salisbury North are inside 50, and it's Anthony Hellabout who has it. Kicks towards the pocket, and can't see, is that Hoodie that's got the ball there, mate?
That
Number
is
12, Jake Wagner.
That's him.
Young kid, he's a lively type, isn't he? He's kicked 2 goals in the first half. And he will join Riley Fairman from Unley as the only player to kick more than 2 to this stage, if he can nail it. It's a tight angle, folks. He's locked on pretty much on the boundary line. He'll take his best kick. We'll see directly behind him, the camera shot. Ball comes out. No, he pushes it to the fair side. Big Cloughton's underneath it. Couldn't take it. Ball spills through for a point. And that puts the margin now to 1 point. Salisbury North, 7 goals for, trailing only 7-5.
And Unley now bringing the ball out of the back. Another long kick to a 50-50, which hasn't worked. And that is
Travis McIntyre.
Getting the ball in for the big fella. Just needed another wheat bick on it.
That's a good tackle.
Right in the spot too.
Bradley Hood, that's what his game's built around. Defensive pressure, tackle, and winning free kicks. And, well, that's exactly what the coach would have wanted from him there.
And he's right in front too. So, big opportunity here. He's marking out his run like a fast bowler. He's taking a fair run up here. I think he's going to be looking to hit this ball with some pace. Nice and straight. Just testing the hamstrings out. And he's got that one off the boot, over the top of the goal umpire's head for a goal. Good kick.
Yeah, good start by Salisbury North. They've had all the play. We are only 1 minute in, 34 seconds into the game. And, I beg your pardon, 1 minute, 34 seconds. So, good start by Salisbury North. They've had all the footy. Eugene's got into an half time. He's got them up and about. And this is, well, for the fairy tale of the day to continue, you sitting at home, unless you're an Unley Mercedes Jets supporter, would be wanting Salisbury North to win.
Absolutely. And for the neutral, we're hoping to see the seesaw battle and the ding-dong battle that is in the midfield continue. And the ball goes up again, and once again it comes down. That could be a high contact there, but looks like that will be a ball up. Could have been a little bit high there. That is, who's that, number 11?
Travis
McIntyre.
Yeah.
A little bit ginger getting up from that one.
So once again, folks, in the ruck, it's Ben Ianello who started, probably went in the last quarter. He's gone into the ruck and started there for Unley, and he's given away a lot of size. And that kick there from Dominic Costanzo is hit up Hood Brad Variety, I think, has got it. Yeah,
that's him.
Almost identical position to the one he just kicked it from. And so it's be a fairy tale start if they can kick 2 goals within a minute of each other.
So it looks like he's got the longest run up in the world, but he'll mark it halfway and then he'll come in and boot it off his mark, I reckon. Yep.
So identical kick is the last one, and T-Wiz, he knows how to celebrate.
Tell you what,
the boys get around him.
That's right. He's got his mark, and it worked. He's marked his run up halfway, and he hits that really well. And we see the replay here. Looks good off the boot. Goal umpire doesn't move. Bit of a stretch of the back. Through for a goal.
9-4. Probably the biggest margin of the game, I'd suggest to you. 11 points. Certainly the biggest margin Salisbury North have had.
Yes, they did get the first couple of goals. So this is about it.
So changing the ruck now. Ianello's come out of the ruck, and Gabriel Lakish, who's now got the ball in his hands, back in the ruck for Unley. Much better size comparison. Salisbury North again, though. Free kick. Matthew Clark for a reminder. Oh, that is the Makita mark of the day. Not sure Makita is a sponsor for ours. She's probably not. So I can't remember who our mark of the day sponsor is. But, well, that's 3 shots on goal from pretty much the same angle. Straight in front of goal. Matthew Cloughton will kick his first, I would think, from here. And give Salisbury North a really good start to this second half. He does kick it. They get around him, the big fella. He's an important player to Salisbury North with his size and know-how.
I reckon there was a shiver down the Salisbury North crowd when he was potentially injured in the second quarter, but he's come back well. And it was not only just a one-handed mark, it was a backhanded one-handed mark.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Absolutely
degree
brilliant.
of difficulty, very high. What's interesting is he looks like he's gone deep forward.
Yep.
Although now, as I say that, he's going to stay in the middle, really. So he's not playing a traditional centre-half forward role. And that's probably not a bad move of Eugene Murray. I don't think he'd worry him too much about me saying I don't think fitness would be his go. So playing deeper was probably a good idea.
Yep. And it's coming back towards... Oh, hang on. It looks like number 5,
Harris.
Blake Harris, has copped one on the nose, I reckon. Oh.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
Yeah.
He'll have to come off. I think he's a bit wobbly, actually.
Oh, he could be. He's not well.
Trainer's got to him now. What's happened there?
Oh, it's all happening. The boys are getting a little bit angry.
So Riley Fairman, I would suggest that he might need to change his name.
Yeah.
It'll be Riley, not Fairman. So, in the end, he's going to get a free kick from the umpire, so I'm not exactly sure how that unfolded, but, well, we understand boys will be boys, and there's a lot riding on this game, so we expect a little bit of emotion to unfold here.
That's what happens in the big leagues. It all gets a bit emotional sometimes, but it's back to a crumbing scenario, and another inside 50, but well read by Salisbury North in defence. That's Jake Burrows doing some good work there, keeping the ball going back onto the on the left wing to a 50-50, and it looks like it's gone over the boundary, and it will be a throw-in by the umpire over there on the opposite side to the commentary position.
The far wing. Yeah, well, it's all Salisbury North at the moment, isn't it? They've been able to repel that Unley attack, and they've kicked 3 for themselves for the quarter.
They just need to settle it down a little bit now and get rid of that little bit of heat that was evident right in front of us.
Well, Unley need to step up a little bit, and that's a beautiful kick and a nice mark taken by Luke Heaslip. He plays on quickly, lowers the eyes, like that kick into space for Damon Arnold. Could have got a free kick for too high, didn't. Players throwing themselves willingly at this contest. Umpire beautifully says, play on, folks, nothing to see here. Plenty of numbers. Oh, no, gee whiz, I can't stand that. When that poor bloke gets trapped, he can't get it out because there's 10 players on top of him. In the end, free kick for holding the ball. And as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, there's plenty of feeling in this game. And this free kick's actually gone against Salisbury North. And it'll be Riley Fairman, who was just involved in a bit of a dust-up on this side of the ground. What I love about that is some players go into the shells after something like that, but he hasn't, although now the umpire's taken it off him and given it to Damon Arnold.
Has he got the leg?
I don't think distance will be a problem. Played a lot of footy, Damon Arnold. Crow's top-up player. Looks good off the boot. Will it hold its line? No, just got it a little bit skinny. And their first score for the quarter, Unley Mercedes Jets. They're now out to 7-6, trailing Salisbury North 9-4.
They really needed the goal there. A few quick goals there from Salisbury. They needed an answer, but they got it behind. And now it looks like that's out on the full. And another opportunity for Unley to come back here to get a nice inside 50. So he's looking for a runner or somebody open in there, but it's gone to a 50-50. And Salisbury are looking like they'll be able to deal with this one. But plenty of numbers around the ball, and all of them look like they're yellow shirts. Great pressure.
Yep, so that long kick I was speaking about before, the big clout, and that's the one there. Just there, they hit it. Good enough, though, Unley. Finn Murphy gets it on. Riley Fairman, been involved in everything. There's a bit of... they don't like him, the Salisbury North boys, and probably understand why, as he chases this tackle. Ball comes down the wing. Wilson, it is from Salisbury North, who gets it. Cliff Wilson around the corner on the left foot, but it's all Unley Jets. Matthew Adams through the corridor has Damon Arnold clear. And he needs to nail this one. This is going to test him distance-wise, I think. We've seen a goal kicked just outside 50. He lays it up a little bit. But the big ruckman from Salisbury North, Jacob Russo, heads back into defence, takes the nice mark, switches the ball quickly out the far side, and away they come, Salisbury North.
It's starting to open up a little bit now. And the wing over there is seeing a bit of one-on-one action. Little bit scrappy there, but again, they've been able to play on and have found a good marks. Nice open spaces here. We'll find good kicks and, nearly got it, but play on. And we have an open, it's just gone over his head. Unlucky there, and looks like Salisbury able to play it out of defence again with some good handball work. And that's Jake Curry-Prosser with a bit of good work.
Nickname Baz, we might just go with Baz. That's a great tackle.
Well done.
Good chase down tackle from Unley. And the game has just gone up at a low level, hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
Kabaz plays on quickly. Goes to Jacob Earl. Around the corner of the left footer. Straight down the corridor. Nicely punched on by Connor Leahy. The umpire has picked out a free kick to Salisbury North for too high. So once again, the pressure just abates a little bit for Salisbury North.
I'll be able to take a breath here, just slowing it down a little bit. The last 5 minutes has been breakneck speed.
Oh, gee whiz, just marked by Sam Marciano, the first gamer. Haven't seen him put a foot wrong yet, the kid.
Recovered well.
16 years of age, goes backwards. This is a bit of footy I don't like. So this case, Unley need to press up the ground and try and lock the ball in the front half of the ground. Salisbury North now go long to Cloughton. Goes over the top of his head. It's marked by Jordan O'Brien. He pushes back in the orange boots. Long down the line. Good position for Salisbury North was Dominic Costanzo. Couldn't mark it. Doesn't matter in the end because Travis McIntyre has it. Wheels around on the left foot. Benny Wiles is there. He's jammed on the boundary. He's going to take his best kick from there. Just can't quite get it back on line. Not a bad passage of footy there. They're well composed in the back half of the ground. They just slowed it down a little bit, Salisbury North. Hit the first couple of kicks.
That was a lot closer than I was expecting. I was expecting that to go out on the full with the pressure that he was under, but he got a point there, which was really good work.
No, too high.
Yeah. Well, now it's nearly blew up there. It could have got out of control, but nice mark down there.
Anthony Hillabout.
Hillabout, yes. Now he will go back.
Does he get said to him, what the hell is that about?
Yeah. Yeah. So he's just walking away from his mark. Normally you want to keep your eyes on the target.
Would be a good nickname for him. What the?
What the?
What the hell about?
What the hell about?
Oh, you call it, mate.
I reckon he's heard it all before, and he's just concentrating on the target now, which is in front of him. Little angle. He's got the ball in a nice position. Little stutter on his run up. Looks good off the boot.
Yep.
The crowd tell the story, and that's another goal. 2 goals for Halibut. What the?
You might have started something here today. What the? What the? You know, like, like the weed used to be at the Crove? Weed.
Yeah.
Salisbury North could all gather behind the goals, and if Big Anthony Hillabout kicks a goal, it could be the what the?
Well, I think it works.
I look forward to coming out here again in a couple of years' time and just seeing that spread and everybody going, what the?
And especially when he gets around 3 or 4 goals and it's a big crowd.
So Salisbury North now out to 11 goals for, only a 4-goal margin. Only need to find something quickly or this game will blow out like you predicted before the game, Michael. Here's a chance, here's an opportunity. Tom Wallace Nice, intelligent kick. Found Luke Heaslip straight in front of goal. He's turned his back on goal. He's obviously very confident. He's got a player there to kick to. Another player running past wanted to receive a handball. He's ignored all of them. Pretty sure it is his 150th. If that's the case, he's going for goal number 2. So my only advice there is once you shut down and turn everyone else off, you want to make sure you kick the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And look, the angle's not a problem. Distance probably shouldn't be a problem either. You're kicking from about 45. Looks nice connection on the boot. Yes, don't worry about Luke Heaslip. He knew exactly what he was doing. That's his second for the day. And a much-needed goal to Unley Jets. That's their first for the half, I think.
Yeah, it is. And
8 goals now.
That was a good kick. Good off the boot. Beautiful drop punt. Never in doubt. The goal umpire did not move 1 foot left or right.
Yeah, nice fight back there from Unley. Closing the margin ever so slightly. But Salisbury North have dominated this quarter so far.
Well, not sure the lights are going to be a problem. There's beautiful sunlight here now.
There is indeed.
And there's our first gamer for a nice kick up to, who's that, Travis McIntyre? Oh, we've got players down in the background.
You call the game, I'll watch the fight.
Righto. Then we've got Ben Wiles with another kick around the corner to right in front of the goal square. So this is looking like another goal. This is Jake Wagner, who's lining up directly in front. And so he will see his name up in lights. He won't really need to line up too much because he's right in front. The mark is on top of the goal square. This is his 3rd goal coming up.
Yep. Good quick reply by Salisbury North just to snuffle. Is that a word? Snuffle the encouragement that Unley Jets got from their last goal.
Yeah. It's been snuffled.
Yes. No, if it's not a word, we'll let's adopt it. I don't mind it. No. Snuffled. We heard of sniffles. Well, this is something similar, but
yep. Well, the COVID years have added words to our vocabulary, and there's another one. So it looks like the headgear's come off.
Okay, Travis McIntyre.
Yeah. No. Well, just the headgear, not the player.
Yeah. So Unley, chance to come out of the middle here. Riley Fairman. Oh, he's hit hard by Wilson with it, and
yeah,
umpire's called that holding the ball. Jordan O'Brien, short, hits Dominic Costanzo. Long, deep to the top of the square. Where's the big Cloughton? Unley got the answers.
Ooh.
There's still a bit of heat on. They're not out of this yet. Here's the heat from Salisbury North. Can they cover it? Okay, Unley. They might have given away a free kick.
I was going to say, there's been a whistle there.
Yeah, in the end, has he let that go, has he? It was definitely a whistle from the umpire.
Now there's another one.
Yeah, the players might be a little bit confused. I'm confused. There's certainly some real heat emanating in this game. So ball throw up, nice tap by Jacob Russo. Can anyone take the ball cleanly here?
Still crumbling.
Oh, really nice tackle. Well, Jacob, someone said something to him because he's fired up. There's no doubt about that.
And the umpire's come in and taken control.
Yep. Goes Unley's way now. A chance inside 40. Matthew Adams goes deep to the top of the square. Oh, wow. And he's missed. Running into an open goal. Maybe that looked harder than it was.
And that was Ianello again.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, he's an interesting player, isn't he? He's a lot to like about his game.
Yeah.
There's not much he can't do on a footy field. He's a very talented young player, and I guess he's the brother of the other Ianello. So, Salisbury North on the half-back flank. On a nice run this quarter. Long, looking for the big Cloughton. Geez, his run was blocked. The umpire did see it.
We have another whistle.
Giving him a free kick, and that's the advantage of having such a big fella with a big presence. He lowers his eyes nicely, hugs the boundary line.
That's Jake Wagner with the ball now.
Yeah, he's been in good touch too. He's kicked 3 for the game so far, Jake Wagner. Only good enough, though. We go towards Luke Heaslip. Beautiful punch over the back from Salisbury North's Jaden Thatch. Again, Costanzo releases the handball to the outside. Wilson, long now. Looking for a mark on the goal squares. He held on. He's paid that. 2 grabs.
That's Steve Wellington.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'd be a brave man to back against Steve Wellington with his leg, left footer, on this side of the ground. We've seen 3 of the best kicks you'll ever see from him today. So Steve Wellington for his 4th. Hard to see him. Probably 30-degree angle. Distance won't be an issue. And he has hit that sweet again. Steve Wellington kicks his 4th, becomes the first player on the ground to kick 4. Geez, a talent. You can see why they try and orchestrate their whole forward line movement around him. As looks like Benny Wiles heading to the interchange bench limping, which is not a great sign.
No.
Cliff Wilson will go back on the ground.
Didn't get much of a rest.
It looks like a quad injury. No one acts better than Ben Wiles when he comes to the bench, though. He always looks like he's super exhausted and he's run his heart out. And kid should be in acting school, Benny. I'm sure Dallas would approve of those actions.
All right, back into the middle now for a ball up. In the beautiful sunshine. Nice winter's day here at Salisbury North. And the ruck work's been done, but that's no prior opportunity to get rid of it, and the ball will go up again.
What you can see on the far side, probably in our camera view now, is the marquee. There's not too many in that marquee. That sun is right in their eyes now, isn't it? They've all moved to the veranda, I reckon, where the beer's a bit closer too.
It might be a bit colder for the beer over there too, but just didn't get the mark in there. Defensive pressure by Salisbury's been fantastic in this last 10 minutes.
Yep. See umpire Ian Gore. Looks like the umpire's observer here today and standing in front of us with a pen out. The game looked like there was a bit of heat on it for a while, but maybe the sting's just gone out of it the last couple of minutes and it's settled back down.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Might have been the sight of John Kernahan driving into the car park that caused that just to calm down a little bit, did it?
Might have been too, yeah.
Did he have a yellow card in his hand as he drove in the car park?
He was just waving it as he drove through.
Waved the red card as he drove in the car park. Steve Wellington.
That's high.
That is a very dangerous hip and shoulder on Connor Lee. Luckily, the kid's okay.
Yep.
Not sure Jake Wagner, young kid from Salisbury North, knew what he was doing there, but he's okay, Connor.
Accidental, but you got to pay it.
Yep. So Jake Russo's run underneath that footy. Luckily for him, Sam Marciano, the first gamer, was good enough to take the ball. Really liked his game for a 16-year-old kid. He's got good size. I think he's going to turn into a beauty in a couple of years' time.
Yep, gets a few more kgs on him and he's going to work well. And that ball's gone out.
In the forward.
Looks.
Out in the forward is.
No.
Bit of confusion there. Looks like Luke Heaslip's going to end up with a free kick.
Yep.
He lowers his ice nicely. Salisbury North got all the... Oh dear, that's a clash of heads.
That's a collision of bodies there.
Yeah, so he's a tough kid, Jacob Earl. I've seen him take a few knocks already today. I bet you he gets up okay. It's the Salisbury North kid.
Brock Fensom,
yeah. He looked like he copped it in the head, so hopefully he's okay.
He went straight down. No, he's all right.
He's only a 17-year-old kid, come through the juniors at Salisbury North, so good to see a young kid take a pretty severe head hit like that and bounce back up, no problem. So, tough young kid. But I like Jacob Earl's game. He's a beauty. He's got a chance to keep Unley in the game here. Now, this will test him after a whack in the head. He's got to stay composed. It'll take a good kick. And it's not a good kick. It's a floater. Oh, the pack sets. No one takes it.
Top of the square, it's all locked in there. And it will be ball up. So plenty of pressure on here. Let's see how Salisbury's defence work, and looks like they're rushing that through for a behind very, very smartly. And away we come. Salisbury North to work the ball out of defence after rushing a behind. And the score is 83 to 56 now.
Yeah, they need to get a goal soon, I think, Unley, to stay in the contest. I can imagine the last quarter, a bit of adrenaline for the Salisbury North boys on a big day for the club. They're not going to lose from a 5-goal margin at three-quarter time, so Unley need to do something in the next couple of minutes here. Here's an opportunity, into the corridor. Oliver Cheeseman farms it out to Riley Fairman. We know he's kicked 3. He lowered his eyes to Kabaz, doesn't take the ball, tries to milk a head-high free kick, ends up with Fairman. And in the end, the umpire's given a free kick to Jaden Thatch.
He tried to convince the umps to play on there, but they were having none of it. And the score's 13-5 to 8-8 as they work it back across ground. That's Jordan O'Brien with the mark. Moving it on to Jaden Mulroney. Back with the handball. And a nice mark there by the goal scorer. That's Jake Wagner now with the ball. He's looking for options. Telling his boys to move forward. He's going to give this a roost.
Not sure how he gets away with pink boots out at Salisbury North, to be brutally honest with you. But anyway, he's kicked it in along to Matthew Cloughton, the big fella. He's had a very good quarter. He plays on quickly, hooks it to the top of the square, looking for Wellington. Ooh. And he has pushed in the back, unfortunately. Would have been nice to see Steve Wellington get his 5th for the game, but the umpire said nothing doing. Nope. Free kick. Now they go. Unley out the far side. Ianello lays it off. They hug the boundary line. Can't quite see who that player is over the far side there. He's got numbers inboard if he can see them. He ends up holding the ball on. That quick transfer of play needed some movement on the second. It got held up nicely by Salisbury North. But again, Luke Heaslip presents beautifully on the half-forward line for Unley. Plenty of space in front of him. You'd like to see a kick over the top here into space. He doesn't. Lowers the eyes. Hits up Mitch Mins.
Yep.
He now goes poorly advised kick that one, and it's been easily intercepted by James Lonergan, the ex-South Adelaide footballer.
There won't be much to go in this quarter. This is the premiership quarter where one team really either kicks away or a lot of games are won and lost in this quarter, and it looks like Salisbury have done a lot of work to make that happen for them, which we were talking about at half-time. Moving into another 50-50 type situation. Salisbury are winning those 50-50s more often than the Jets, and again it's gone out over for a boundary throw-in, but this time in the Salisbury North's attacking third.
Yeah, it's kicked in by Bradley Hood, obviously the son of David Hood, the long-time football director here, and also now on the Salisbury Council. I started calling him the Mayor of Salisbury the other day. I think he thought that was a little bit premature, but maybe has delusions. Is it grandeur? Delusions of grandeur or something along those lines? Does a terrific job, Hoodie, and we thank him for their hospitality here today. Oh, you boys didn't have a free meal, sorry.
No. We're still working for ours.
A big Cloughton in the ruck. Just palms it down nicely. Unley have got the answers. They come in through the middle. Ianello, the siren sounds. Score at three-quarter time, folks, is Salisbury North, a terrific quarter of footy. 13-5, lead Unley 8-8. We'll head to a break.
G'day guys, the Simon Black Academy is all about education and sport. Our partner in education is Torrens University, where our students either do a 1-year diploma course or a 3-year Bachelor of Business. Around that we run a football and athletic program based here at Norwood Oval, and it's all about trying to develop and take our students' game to a new level. Around that also, our third pillar, besides education and football, is personal development. If you want to get involved, check out our website, which is simonblack.com.au.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back, folks. I think you had a chance to zip out and grab a quick drink or toilet break. What an exciting quarter of football if you are a Salisbury North supporter. Big day for their club. If you've only just tuned in, this is their first ever Indigenous Day and they have celebrated it beautifully. The scores, nothing in the game for the first half, only a couple of points in it at each of the breaks. But at three-quarter time, the score reads Salisbury North 13-5, Unley Jets 8 goals, 8. So what's that, 4.5 goal margin? Will that be enough to win the game? I'd say yes. If the camera gets the crowd in behind, you can see a lot of the dignitaries. You see Michael O'Loughlin and Gavin Wanganeen pushing their way into the huddle, probably trying to get fired up by Eugene. This will be one of the all-time great speeches, I would think. Boys, what a terrific day for our footy club. And we don't want to do anything to let our club down now. We are on a roll. We played champagne football that quarter. So the challenge is in front of the Unley Mercedes Jets Footy Club. They know the importance of the day. Yes, it's the Salisbury North, and yes, it's Salisbury North Day. But equally, this game is vitally important in the context of the Unley Jets season. So I'm sure Scotty Thompson is saying, boys, we can still win this game. The margin's 4.5 goals, but we can still win it.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Mick?
Yeah, they're definitely not out of it. They just need to keep turning up the pressure and making a few more critical decisions a little bit better. The final pass into the 450 has been lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
And if they find those targets like they did in the first half, then it could be theirs for the taking. But the defensive pressure by Salisbury, I think, is going to be too much.
Yeah, it was terrific. Their back half in that quarter was good. I think they maybe let one goal through for the quarter.
Yep.
They rebounded everything that came in. Game got a little bit willing on occasions and looked like it might get out of control, but it evened back down, and well, here it is. Salisbury North boys now leaving the huddle. Only Mercedes Jets out. Plenty of encouragement coming from the Salisbury North supporters, and well, I reckon the first couple of minutes will tell the tale of this game.
Absolutely. It'll start to get rocking and rolling, or it'll start to peter out, I think, after about 10 minutes either way. But I guess for the neutral observer, we're looking forward to seeing the ding-dong battle continue, and hopefully it gets a little bit closer. But for the Salisbury North fans, I'm sure they're hoping for a bit more of what they've seen in quarter 3.
Yeah, it looks like Ben Ianello's gone back into the ruck for Unley Mercedes Jets. That's obviously not a shock move. He's obviously played a fair bit of footy there. Just surprised. It was a shock to me, given the size difference between him and even Gabriel Lacuche, who's a much bigger player. But he his work around the ground was terrific in the second quarter, and I guess that's what they're looking for. Scotty Thompson will be looking for him to get some ball around the ground and try and expose Jake Russo, who's had a pretty good game for Salisbury North.
Yep, well, I guess he's their best player, and they want to get him in and on the ball as much as possible.
Yep, and it looks like there's a tag. Travis McIntyre certainly putting a bit of heat on Riley Fairman, who's been terrific for Unley Jets, kicked the 3 goals. I must mention Stephen Wellington, who's also kicked 4 for Salisbury North. He's the leading goal kicker for Unley. 3 to Riley Fairman, 2 to Ben Ianello and Luke Heaslip, singles to the rest. And for Salisbury North, Bradley Hood kicked 2 that quarter. Jake Wagner's kicked 3. Anthony Hellabout 2 and 4 to Steve Wellington as Russo gets it to Dryman. Dryman out of the centre square, hooks it around the body. It's inside 50 again for Salisbury North. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Only good enough to get first hands. But once again, it's the tackling pressure of Salisbury North. They're able to turn that 50-50 ball back in their favour. And they go inside, forward 50 deep. Big Cloughton will be the target here. Oh! Oh, wowee. It wasn't Cloughton in the end. It was the young kid, Jake Wagner, young junior. He's come through the grades. He's got a good pair of hands, hasn't he? There's a lot to like about his game as well. And in the end, they just couldn't quite steer it through the big sticks.
And Unley did well to rush it through for a behind so they can calm the situation down a little bit and try to work this out. They've gone long straight into a 50-50, so not ideal, but the whistle's been blown.
Free kick. So, the free kick's going to Travis McIntyre, is it? Yeah.
So there's a few leads there and a little bit wayward with the kick, but the big fella, he went to kick that off the ground, Matthew Claughton, but it just got a little bit on the outside of the boot.
It'll be interesting to watch this ruck contest. Have a look at the size difference here. See if he takes it out of the ruck again like he did in the last quarter. No, he just lays it down beautifully. It just didn't bounce for the Salisbury North, and Unley Jets are able to come out again. Good contest in the air here. No one able to take the ball cleanly. It spills to the front. Matthew Adams from Unley. He's there. Once again, the umpire says, give it to me. I'll ball it up. And Salisbury North will be happy the way this quarter has started. And they only had it inside the forward 50. They were able to repel it. And I think that would have been Eugene's message at three-quarter time. Make sure we lock them down defensively.
And now Unley get it out, but it's over the top. And good pressure there, but, good tackle. And paid. And that was Jake Burrows there with the good tackle. And now the Salisbury runners come back to give him a lot of options.
What about that kick? It went like a screw pump, but it worked out beautifully. Have a look at Dryman, sells the pup.
Another good mark there by the big fella. He's looking for options, and the experience tells, and he's got a nice little mark there through to Jakey Wagner.
He's really coming in the game in the second half, hasn't he, Claude?
Hasn't he? And another 50 in there. Is he going to mark it? And it's right in front.
Wiles. Ben Wiles.
He got a little bit of a shove in the back, but pointless giving any 25-metre penalty there because he's within 25 metres anyway. But right at the top of the goal square, he's just setting himself to pot this one through. Keep an eye on the goal umpire. 2 steps to the right.
Watch the celebration. He likes to do the plane. Did you see that? the aeroplane.
There's the Jared Hayne plane. But yes, through for a goal.
Well, I'm leaving on a Ben Wiles plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. He's a bit of a character, isn't he, Ben Wiles?
I reckon. I want to see another goal by Benny to hear some more of that.
I promise you I'll give you the next line if I could remember it if he kicks another goal.
Brilliant.
Well, Salisbury North are going about their business. 14 goals, 5 or 6, is it? 14-6. 14-6. Unley Jets. 8 goals, 8. The margin is 34 points.
Yep.
Good, which is 5.5 goals. I think at the start of the game I said Salisbury North by 5.
Yeah.
What did you say? You just said heaps.
I just said heaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're both right. McIntyre.
With glasses down just about. It's an early call to say that. 4 minutes into the last quarter.
Yeah, they've got all the answers at the moment, haven't they? Look
Yeah.
at this kick. Oh,
Good spoil.
Costanzo nearly marked that. Been good drop. Oh, McIntyre's had his head ripped off there.
Now, could be a little bit angry here.
Yep.
I don't really like having their heads ripped off.
Is that Riley Fairman again in that from Unley? I've got a feeling it is. It is. Yep.
He's got the card.
Yep. And that's
Fair
probably
enough.
deserved.
Yeah.
Obviously a fiery character, Riley Fairman. I think he's a good footballer. I think he probably needs to worry about that stuff too much.
So, for the viewers who are tuning in for the first time and haven't seen the new rules or the newish rules, what does the yellow card mean, Jack?
Yeah, so that's 10 minutes. It means he's off for 10 minutes, but he can be replaced.
Yep.
So you can see Anthony Hellabout coming.
Yep.
He's back on the ground, so he's allowed to be replaced. So red card, you get off the ground and not allowed to be replaced. So no real impact on the team other than, of course, a good player, Riley Fairman.
Yeah, gets to cool off for a bit.
On the bench.
And it's good that I've got to say that Travis McIntyre had the headgear on because it kept his head attached to his shoulders. Bad luck on the... Ooh.
Good to see the Unley Mercedes Jets player there just pull up. That could have been out of the potential, but Luke Heaslip's smart enough to know that, no point running through Salisbury North opponent there.
No.
So Russo in the ruck, controlled it for most of the day. Ball spills forward for Cheeseman. Handballs to the inside.
To McIntyre.
To Damon Arnold. Kicks around the corner. Matthew Adams. Heaslip again. Caught on the right foot. Beautiful smother. And a good follow-up by Jordan O'Brien there. That was terrific. Connolly now. Crowd calling for holding the ball. Could have been. Nice take under a bit of pressure by Jacob Pedler. We'll get a restart just inside the centre square. Unley Jets into the ground, but over the top again. Jacob Russo hits it.
Around the corner. And that is Anthony Halibut.
Yeah, set up nicely now behind the ball. You can see got a couple of blokes just playing defensively. Salisbury North covering the exit points for Unley.
Fisted out there by Josh Mounter.
Look at Ben Wiles. Looks like he's been shot. Running through the screen there.
Right in front of the position here. Along the ground there. We haven't seen a grubber in a while.
Yeah. Good call. Nice, strong voice there. Eugene just telling him to calm down. Slow it down. Time is our friend. If you're a Salisbury North man, time is your friend. They're going to go down the boundary. Short kick in the end. He faked that he was going to go long. And
was it out on the full?
Jordan O'Brien just managed to get a hand to it, I think. And it's no, it'll be a throw-in. Look at the young boundary umpire here. Not sure he's old enough to drive.
Definitely not old enough to drink.
Good enough to throw the ball in nicely.
Absolutely.
At the back, Jordan O'Brien hacks it off the ground. And we'll have another boundary throw-in.
All right, so that young boundary umpire gets to do his magic a little bit more. So he will throw the ball in good position here. And in it comes.
Too easy.
Yeah. Oh, the Unley boys are getting behind it though. They're working it back out again. Play on there is the call. But another whistle.
So for an Unley player here in a boundary throw, when Russo's just got so much size, they need to have a second jumper. I haven't seen it at all day, but it's something they need. The gun going forward now, and it was Joshua Mounter who kicked it to Finn Murphy, who was playing deep defence, and now looks like he might have been released up forward a little bit.
He was copying a battering back there by Matthew Claughton.
Yeah, he was giving away a fair size, wasn't he?
Wasn't he? But ball is with the umpire again. Up she goes. Oh, and that's brutal tackle. We're trying to get the ball away. To go through there with numbers is going to be difficult at the best of times. And again, we will see a ball up. So, a little bit of bodies on the ball here. And Salisbury will work it out of defence. That was a bit of a, we'll call that one a mongrel punt.
Yeah.
Over the boundary line.
Good communication from the field umpire there. Just said, sorry lads, I was blindsided back here. So nice to hear the umpire.
Yeah.
Admit sometimes you can't always be in great position.
No.
Everyone thinks umpires can always make great position. You can't physically do it every time. And explain that then. Good tackle put on Oliver Cheeseman then by Salisbury North's young fella, Jake Wagner. Good to see that he can do some things. He's kicked 3 goals, but he's also pretty busy around the ball, isn't he? He's a good little tackler. Yeah. Although in this case, he's probably gone a bit high. And Cheeseman will take a free kick and relieve the pressure. He goes inboard to Cabaz. James variety. Jim, you can hear him calling Jim. I'll go with James because that's what I've got on my sheet. Yep. What's happened there is he's been hit after he's kicked the ball, has he? Is it a free kick down the ground?
Looks like it.
To Damon Arnold. Now, he is probably... Oh, he's going to go short. It's a poor kick, but it worked out okay.
Just.
Yeah. So he's given it to the skipper, Blake Harris, who's now played on. No pressure on the mark. Left footer. It's gone straight through the middle, has it? Yes.
Ooh,
that's his first for the day, Blake Harris.
Well-deserved captain's goal there.
Yeah, off the half-back flank. It's always nice when you get a defender kicking a goal. That puts the score now at Salisbury North 14-6, Unley on 9-8, 28-point margin, just shy of 5 goals. How far in are we? We are 11 and a half minutes. I think they're running out of time quickly, Unley.
Needs to be a big turnaround very, very quickly.
Yeah.
However, I don't think Salisbury North are going to play that game. The ball is up in the middle of the ground, and the ruck work again has been won by Salisbury, but the ball's gone down onto the ground, and the umpire has come in and is going to take control of the situation. Up she goes.
Big hit.
And a play on there, and number 24 is Anthony Halibut. Gets the ball up into the 50. Is that in the back? No, play on.
That probably... Oh,
jeez.
Let it go, the umpire there, hasn't he?
Hasn't he? What? He hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
And up she goes again. What? There's lots of bodies down there. They look. Is it still in play? Looks like it. Oh.
The umpires have worked Travis McIntyre out, haven't they?
Haven't they?
He lowers his knees and tries to draw the head-high free kick just about every time he's around the ball.
He has.
And he does cop a lot around the head, and it's no wonder he wears a helmet for the way he plays.
That's right. And the first thing he did was look at the umpire as well.
Yep.
But I reckon the umpire's got wind of that.
Yeah, he has. Salisbury North through Thatch. Goes to the top of the square. Oh, Wellington's there, lurking about. Takes the ball. He's well tackled, though. And we'll have a restart.
We will.
Locked in back behind the footy. You can see good representation from Salisbury North. They've some real chance to put forward pressure.
Ball's
in,
up.
And that is a good goal. I reckon that's what the.
That is what the.
What the's kicked his third for the game. And can you hear it? Can you hear it? What the?
What the? 3 times.
What the?
Sorry, the Salisbury North people have got to get around that.
They do. I can see the T-shirts, the jumpers, slogans,
yep,
the banners.
And the banners when he comes out for his 100th game.
Yeah. What the? So we're back in the middle, and really difficult for Unley to win from here, but stranger things have happened in footy before. Russo, good again in the ruck. Puts it down nicely for the midfielders of Salisbury North. Lotta comes at it, can't take it cleanly that time. You know what's confusing on the Guernsey is where the hoop comes around on the number. Have you been finding that hard to pick at times?
Especially if the second number's a small number like a 1.
Yeah.
It's difficult. But I guess the only real thing about this game now is that Salisbury don't clock off. That's the only way Unley's going to win this, is if Salisbury clock off.
Yeah.
They keep on keeping on, then even if it goes stalemate from here on, they'll have enough work done in the bank to see them get the points.
Travis McIntyre, if you don't mind. Great tackle. Ball ends up with Dion Lawler. Now it's Dom Costanzo. Goes. Ben Wiles has been cleaned up as he's marked the ball. Unnecessarily, I thought, by the Unley player there, and rightly remonstrated to. And there's another one being whacked now. This game is in danger. Someone has actually been hurt there. I'm not sure how bad that player is that's on the ground.
He's looking like he's getting up now.
I reckon it might be Cheeseman or Cabaz. This is about the time where both sides just need to calm it down a little bit now. It was Michael Cabaz actually, and no value in starting anything silly at this point of the game. Only have got the free kick. So that's a turnover, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
So the umpire must have seen that. So wonder whether there was a report made there or not. I'm not sure.
I didn't see that, but could have been looking at other things, looking for. Well, the umpire's call there is he's going to take some time to get the ball, but it's a free kick.
Yeah, so good coaching there by Eugene Morrow. He's taken Anthony Wilson off the ground and just said to him, mate, that's not on.
Yep.
Cliff Wilson, I should say, not Anthony Wilson. They have another crack at goal here on this occasion, Salisbury North, and it's the young fella again, Jake Wagner. He just missed that, but he's a lively type, isn't he?
Yeah, and that was an outside the boot chance, so he was trying to bring it around. Inside out kick, or outside in, however. Level of difficulty was immense.
Good pair of hands. Luke Heaslip, been a good player for Unley Jets for quite a while. Goes in at 45, asking a lot of Jacob Pedler. He can't take it again. Travis McIntyre, might have been Dion Lawler, that gets the footy, kicks it forward. Now comes back for Unley Jets. It's marked by Finn Murphy. He's got a player running through the middle of the ground. If you can see him, he doesn't. He goes down this line. It's a poorly directed kick, and Thatch dropped what he should have taken, so Unley is still in this.
Yep.
Missed the handball. Cheeseman turns around, goes forced to go on the left foot. He slips there, can't take it. Again, Salisbury North defence, good enough, mainly because of the poor kick of Unley Jets, I guess. But here they're out here now. It's Bradley Hood, lowers his eyes nicely. It's the kid. It's the kid.
Here he is.
Well, you've got to love this kid's game. We don't give awards today, but he'd certainly be featuring in my best players.
He's there when they need him, that's for sure.
Jakey Wagner
pops up in the right positions. He's on the correct side for his foot.
This will be his fourth. If he can steer it through, he'll equal Steve Wellington, who's also got 4. Jake Wagner, 45 degrees, 40 metres out. Doesn't hit it well at all. Gets it far too skinny. It's a disappointing kick. Deserved a goal. Would have been a nice reward for the kid.
He just tried to guide that one a bit too much. I think he probably should have put his foot through it.
Yep.
And believe in himself. That's what he's got to do. I'm sure he had it all worked out, but just pushed it. And now Unley have the chance to work it out and make some good decisions. They've been making some interesting decisions, to say the least. Kicking to, or And that was a good mark there on the wing. A bit hard to see down here from the commentary angle.
Well, Unley can't afford to just take the foot off the gas, because percentage is going to be an important factor come the end of the season. So they've got to try and keep this margin as close as they can. As Ben Wiles has it, transfers the play out the far side. I think that's Jordan O'Brien. No, Paul Dryman. He goes to the far side now. And a nice transfer of play. Down the far wing. Again, the kid. I'm just going to call him the kid from now on. Has the footy.
To the old
Jakey Wagner.
To the man.
Yep, and he's hit up the big fella in Matthew Cloughton. He's going back. Looks confident that can make the journey. He'll be kicking from probably about close to 50, maybe just inside 50.
Yep.
Angle's not really a problem. As you mentioned before, Mickey, the sunlight's still good here. No, the lights have been turned on. We've had a cracking day. The weather has been absolutely fantastic for footy, and it's a great occasion. Matthew Cloughton, right outside 50 in the end, he kicks it from. I tell you what, he's got the journey, if you don't mind. That is an absolute beautiful kick. I think he played 100 games of reserves football at Central Districts, Matthew Cloughton, so an experienced player now.
Yep.
And knew his distance. That's his second for the game. It was confident right from the word go that he was going to get it, wasn't he? He's kicked it outside 50.
Never in doubt.
Good kick.
Yes, on the replay there, it is a fair kick, and it sounded good off the boot too. Like, it sounded like it came right out of the middle.
Yeah, the margin's starting to get a little bit ugly, mate. Now Salisbury North 16-8, Unley 9-8, so it's a 7-goal margin.
Yep.
You'd be wanting Scotty Thompson would be wanting Unley Jets to fight this game out. They want to get this back to a 5-goal margin, otherwise percentage is going to hurt them.
Yeah, and quite possibly will, especially with Salisbury's defensive pressure, not just in their defensive area, but all around the ground. I mean, look at this. It's a rushed kick, and
free after.
There's a whistle. Yep.
Yeah. As I said before, they need that to start creeping into the game now. Salisbury North have got the game won. They don't need to do anything silly.
No. Well, they're going to need to start considering injuries as well. You don't want to be pushing it too hard.
So the ump's made him go on a pretty acute angle. Jacob Pedler. He'll take a good kick. I'll back him though, Mickey.
Me too.
You're on him as well?
Yep.
Well, both of us are good judges. That is his first for the day, Jacob Pedler. Gives only a little bit of respite. They're out to 9-8, but the margin's still 6 goals.
Yeah.
And they've got some work to do.
Never in doubt. And it was good to see that on the acute angle, the player punted it rather than trying to run around the corner.
Yeah, he's an old-fashioned footballer, isn't he?
Yeah. We love a good old-fashioned footballer here.
Steve Wellington coming back on the ground. He'll be hoping to try and get his 5th snag for the day. No shoulder strapping on him at all. So my mail was he was hit severely in a work accident 2 weeks ago, and he wasn't going to play for the rest of the year, and he's running around like not a care in the world. So he's either a very good recoverer or David Hood gives me very bad mail. Take your pick.
It might have been a near miss.
Well, here he is now. Oh, potentially nasty situation there.
Speaking of near misses.
In the end, Cliffy Wilson has it. He'll try and hook it back to Matty Cloughton, I reckon, here. No, lowers the eyes. Yes, goes to Cloughton. Couldn't quite get there in the end. It's the what the show. And I think that might end up being a silly free kick to Unley. It is. Just a little bit of ill feeling creeping in. Nice mark. Finn Murphy have been impressed by this kid. Really like the look of him. I reckon they'd like to have a couple of him. He can play well and above his head. Kicks the ball okay too. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Jake Russo has been good all day. Again, Salisbury North defensively have the answers. Jaden Mulroney slaps it towards the boundary line, and unfortunately, Luke Heaslip, we don't have that rule in the Adelaide Footy League. There's just for deliberate. It has to be absolutely deliberate. So umpire correctly called that.
Yep.
Boundary throw-in.
Well, I guess the other thing there was that his back was turned to the umpire as well, where he didn't really get a disposal away. It was well marked, well done by the player, absolutely. And now they've got it back there for Jakey Wagner. Oh no, this is Bradley Hood getting it up into the forward 50, and just touched on the line.
It was nice by Alistair Salt, wasn't it? It looked like it was
Yep.
going through and just got his hand to it right in the last second.
And good pressure. Now, what decisions are Unley going to make? They've got to just go for it now. Oh, nice mark. And that is Jacob Russo again. Well, he could have taken the mark there. Was it touched on the line?
Been good, the skipper today, Paul Dryman. He's led
Yep.
from the front, right from the very first bounce. I think he had the first centre clearance. And he understands the significance of this game in the Salisbury North calendar. Jake Russo, equally impressive. And Luke Heaslip in his 150th. He wouldn't be upset with the way he's played, but perhaps with the result. So 25 minutes gone, folks. Probably only another 2-3 minutes tops to go in this game. The result is almost a foregone conclusion. If it pans out that way, it'll be a great celebration for the Salisbury North Footy Club.
I'll say it's a foregone conclusion.
You calling it?
Yeah. Glasses
I
down.
love your confidence. Thought you were going to burst into song for me there, but it's the lady, isn't it, that's got to call it.
Yeah, nobody needs to hear me sing.
Beautiful release.
Oh, nice central kick.
Jordan O'Brien. Steve Wellington on the left foot, straightens up.
Nice.
That is a very difficult kick. He's kicked out across his body for a left footer running onto his right side. That just shows you the degree of skill in his kick. He is a beautiful kick of the ball, Steve Wellington.
He's celebrating with his mates too, quite rightly.
Footy for his third.
He's just taking his time.
Yep, his old man's probably just taken the lid off another one.
Why not?
Well, I think they'll be starting to feeling pretty good about themselves over there. The crowd has dwindled a little bit. It's got a bit colder as the afternoon's worn on.
I reckon they've all gone inside the clubhouse.
Yeah, no doubt.
And watching the live stream on the big screen in there.
Shout out to all the punters in there having a beer.
Yep,
Hope you've had a good day.
Yes, keep us the seat warm. We'll be in there shortly.
Right, so score is 17-9 Salisbury North, 10-8 Unley, so 7-goal margin. It's not what Scotty Thompson would have been looking for, and I tell you what, some bad news as well. Looks like Luke Heaslip limping towards the boundary line. If that is, that is
not ideal.
Yeah, I think it is, Luke.
And that's Damon Arnold coming back on the ground.
Yeah, he's one of their better players. That doesn't look good. That looks like a hammy. And they can ill afford to lose him this time of the year. Again, Salisbury North, courtesy of Brody Wagner, are able to defend beautifully. They've got actually better. Brock Fenson's been good. They got better and better as the game's worn on. I mean, I know the scoreboard obviously reflects that, but the actual level of play has improved considerably from the first half to the second half if you're a Salisbury North supporter.
Yep. The first quarter was quite scrappy, and even the first half was quite an even contest.
Yeah.
And handballs were the name of the game for Salisbury early in the piece until the game opened up, and that's when the free-flowing football from Salisbury North really paid dividends with the scoreboard in that third quarter, and that's where the game really opened up. And they've really brought it home well here, even though the score really does show the difference between the two teams.
Just saw a score on the Athelston Broadview game, which might surprise a few people. Athelston on 59, Broadview on 42, so 17-point margin there. And my mail is that Athelston are just getting their straps together too quite nicely at the moment. They had a good win last week. Salisbury North beat them 3 weeks ago. So if I was a betting man, I'm saying Salisbury North are surviving in Division 2 this year, and Unley are going to be competing with Adelaide Uni now for that last relegation spot.
So have they got to play each other later in this season? That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
That'll be everything riding on it. And as always, Salisbury's defensive pressure is winning this football game. I think that's been the end of the story. Unley's been pushing but have been out-pressured, outnumbered. It looks to me like there's a lot more yellow jerseys out there than blue. And the decisions have been going the way the players' decisions that are not the umpires' decisions. We haven't actually made any calls at all about the umpires. They've done a good job, which is great. And Salisbury now working it out of defence.
Yeah, nice kick from Brock Fensom to Travis McIntyre. He looks worn out, Travis. He's got a bit of cramp going on there. He's tried his heart out today. He's certainly copped a few in their head. That helmet seems to, that and the fact that he likes to lower his knees seems to draw him a little bit of attention.
Yep.
So, far wing, not long to go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this game. Certainly, it's been close for 2.5 quarters, but Salisbury North have got on top. Cloughton wheels around the corner for the big fella. No one comes at him. He does it well. Nice kick into Jordan O'Brien.
And it was a decent arc too.
It's actually Bradley Hood, I think. Handballs the ball off. Now they go long. Looking for a hanger. No one there. Good enough to be able to perfect that. Unley punched the ball out of bounds. So haven't got any other scores to give you from around the grounds, folks. But suffice to say, if you're sitting at home and you're watching this as a Salisbury North supporter, you'd be pretty proud of your club today, not just for what they've done on the field, but more particularly what they've done off the field today. The lineup of guest speakers was second to none. Good representation from a lot of legend footballers and officials. So takes a lot of work to put a day like this together. So well done to David Hood and the Salisbury North Football Club Committee.
Absolutely.
Here's an opportunity late for Unley.
Open goal.
Good kick. It's gone through, I think, hasn't it?
Oh, hang on. Yep. No, I thought the central umpire was signalling to the goal umpire that it was touched, but I didn't see any of it. And it's gone through for a goal.
Who have you got? I've got Jake Hinkley, I reckon, number 15, that's kicked that goal.
Or was it 16? Pedler,
was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go Hinkley, you go Pedler. Is that him with the hand on the hip on the far side?
Oh, I just caught the replay there before.
Yeah, were you right?
I reckon.
Right, well done. It's very rare that I admit to being wrong. That really hurt me.
I thought I was wrong once.
That's right.
But I was mistaken.
Number 16.
16?
Jacob Pedler, and there it is, folks. That's the final siren. What a cracking day at the Salisbury North Footy Club. Final scores were, or are, 17-9 Salisbury North to Unley 11 goals, 8 in the end. A 6-goal 1 margin, which was pretty close to what I said before the game. So once again, my skills end up. What am I trying to say?
Getting the chocolates.
That'll do. Better players and goal kickers. Mick, you want to run through them? Who have you got?
Yeah. So
I'll do the goal kickers. You do the best players. Who's impressed you from? Let's start with Unley. Who's impressed you today?
Well, I reckon we talked about Ben Ianello a lot.
Yep.
He was my player for Unley.
Yep, liked his game.
Yep, he was there. Well, we did a lot of ruck work. He was in the mix for defending and also setting up goals out of the midfield. Ben Ianello was my player for the Jets.
Second half.
Riley Fairman was another one who I thought was really good. Kicked 3 goals and probably could have kicked 4.
Yep.
I thought his effort over the 4 quarters was pretty solid. Got involved in a bit of stuff late in the game he probably didn't need to and got yellow carded, but thought it was a pretty strong performance for him. Goal kickers, mentioned he kicked 3, Ben Ianello 2, Luke Heaslip in his 150th, I think, kicked 2, Jacob Pedler 1, Blake Harris, the captain, 1, and Patrick Case 1. And for Salisbury North, what took your eye there, mate?
Well, I guess we couldn't keep our eye off the multiple goal kickers. So Jakey Wagner with 3. He was there or thereabouts. Who else did we have? Anthony,
Steve Wellington with 4.
Yep, he was really good. Very, very solid when he had opportunity. But I guess Anthony Hellebutt is definitely worth talking about. Absolutely, what the?
Yeah, no, he was impressive. He caught the eye. Matthew Cloughton second half was really good.
Yep.
Travis McIntyre certainly had his moments. And on the ball, I thought Jordan O'Brien and Paul Dryman were both really good and given good service by the ruckman Jacob Russo, who clearly won that position today.
Yes, and Jake Burrows as well, who led, I guess, the defensive pressure. And now we can see as well that both teams, even though there was a bit of feeling amongst it, honouring NAIDOC week and the celebrations today with a group photo.
Great photo.
Absolutely.
front of the Indigenous, or just behind, or the players just behind the Indigenous flag.
And that's what it's all about, is celebrating the NAIDOC week and also the Indigenous greats, and, you know, getting around the whole community is what makes us all stronger.
Yeah, this is another nice photo here. Now they've been able to spread out just the Salisbury North boys right across the flag.
Yep.
I'm sure it was a particularly moving game for Clifford Wilson. I mentioned he did the Welcome to Country before the luncheon. Did a terrific job. Equally, Eugene Warriors put in a lot of work today for the success of this day, and he deserves a big pat on the back, mate. He's doing a lot of really good work in the Indigenous space, and well done. It's a good story to see them win today, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, we were kind of hoping for that, as much as we're neutral observers here and calling the game blow by blow. But for the work that's been happening behind the scenes for the Salisbury North Football Club, to come away with a really solid victory is a really good reward, not just for the players, for the club, men and women that have put so much work in to a day like today to make such a brilliant day have a really awesome finish.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching the game. We certainly enjoyed calling it. It's been one of the real good days on the footy calendar. I hope it becomes an annual event for the Salisbury North Footy Club. No club deserves to celebrate Indigenous Day more. They've contributed immensely to the amount of Indigenous players going on, not just playing at this club, but going on to a higher level. So thanks very much. It's been a terrific day for the Salisbury North Football Club, and we'll catch you next week. Not sure where the live stream games are next week, but tune in. Don't forget to tune in to Between the Post when we film on Monday. That'll be released on Wednesday night. We'll have an interview with a man who played his 500th senior game today, Paul Marshall, the captain coach of the Seaton Football Club. Not too many players get to play 500, so stay tuned for that interview next week. That is an absolute beauty. Good night, folks.